What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic here on the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the man over there, the Sneider himself, Jeff Sneider. How are ya?
Hello, Johnny boy! What a show we have planned for you guys today.
We got so much to talk about here. DC stuff, Marvel stuff, James Bond stuff, Jason Bourne stuff, studio stuff. So much happening here on the channel. And of course, a great way to get us to talk about the subject you want to talk about is to send in your questions, thoughts, and comments as we go along throughout the show. You see the address is pinned in the chats in the description of the video as well. Send in your love on the Streamlabs side, and you know how to send it through the Superchat side. So we're looking forward to hearing from all of you all today. So, Jeff, you know, I like to wait a little bit till we get deeper into the show. Should we jump into? I want to jump into this story. You wanted to talk about this story. Let's do this, man. The Duffer brothers are in talks to depart Netflix for Paramount. I mean, this is right as they're about to finish up their overall presentation of the Stranger Things series. And this is also right after Ellison is completely finished off the merger here with Paramount and Skydance and is in full control. So, Jeff, this is a fascinating next move for Paramount. And it shows that these guys aren't fucking around. And then this should intimidate every other studio in town with how quickly they are throwing money at these talented people for their next projects.
I mean, it's clear that Paramount is a studio that has operated with one hand tied behind its back for the last couple of years.
You think so? Is that what's been going on? Is that why?
Absolutely. In the anticipation of this sale, it's like, you know, they haven't been able to make any big decisions, knowing that there's a new decision maker coming in.
Right.
So you've heard a lot of development announcements. But you haven't seen any real movement on Star Trek. You haven't seen any real movement on Transformers. Because those are going to be David's calls. And now David is finally there. And so I met him yesterday.
Really? Wow. Wait. But everyone tells me that you're just an angry guy sitting in your basement typing stuff out, and your opinion is no different than any other schlub who's sitting there in front of your computer. But you're meeting David Ellison from Paramount. How is that possible, Jeff?
It's crazy. It's a real wonder, John. And I didn't have to beg my way into this one like the DC press confab, which turned out to be total nonsense.
Yes. God, monster's my ass. Yeah.
A nonsense, a funny word. It was, listen, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have been there yesterday. It was like, you know, the New York Times, the Four Trades, CBS News, Bloomberg, Puck, and then the Sneider, my little newsletter. And quite frankly, I think I asked the best question. It wasn't the smartest question, but it was the question that everyone watching this show wants to know. And I'm telling you, like, I wasn't going to go first. I wanted to see what the tone of the questions would be.
Right. Read the room.
And I'm just like watching one question after the other about Wall Street and shareholders and money and TikTok. And it's like, this is a movie studio. Let's talk about movies like the sequel to the studio's highest grossing movie of all time, Top Gun Maverick, right? I care about development. What's the biggest movie Paramount has in development? Top Gun 3. So all the headlines yesterday that you saw about Top Gun 3 and Tom Cruise, they're all because I had the brains to ask the question about them. No one else was asking about them. It's insane. Again, you've got Tom Cruise, who has signed a deal at Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Warner Brothers isn't going to finance deeper. It's too expensive for them. And I don't blame them for that decision. But if you're Paramount and you want to bring Tom Cruise back in-house, you know, I think that's one way to do it, maybe financing that movie. But Tom is done with, you know, the Mission Impossible movies now.
Right.
He is going to be back for Top Gun 3. And it was just great to hear David Ellison's eyes like glazed over with all these things he couldn't talk about, right? It's day 7. I can't talk about who's going to run CBS News. I can't talk about this. You know what where his eyes lit the fuck up? When I asked him to talk about how much he loves movies and working with Tom Cruise. Then he was fucking engaged. I have a column coming tonight about him.
Okay.
Hopefully tonight. I've been not great about it. There's just so much I want to say, and I want to say it right.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that the studio's in good hands. Like it's good to have fresh blood and someone who is invested in bringing, you know, original filmmakers and like fresh voices to the studio, helping Paramount get its mojo back. I think he has a real appreciation for film history. yeah, I think Paramount has a very bright future. Now, there's definitely cuts coming on the horizon.
Right.
There's a lot of overlapping stuff that they're going to have to trim down on. But when the dust settles, I think people need to watch the hell out. And it starts, like you said, John, with that Duffer Brothers deal. Like, I know the Duffer Brothers have been on lists all around town, but these guys are coming off Stranger Things, one of the biggest TV shows out there.
Yeah.
It's a wonder that, Netflix didn't just like back up the Brinks truck to get them, but maybe they want to be, seen in theaters. They want to make a movie in theaters rather than just have stuff relegated to the streaming service. And that's, one of the drawbacks that Netflix is always going to be battling. Yeah. Right? You want the top filmmakers. Yeah, you're going to get Fincher, who's content to, pass on theaters. And yeah, you're going to get Greta Gerwig, who can carve out a 2-week IMAX deal for herself.
Right.
But there's a lot of talent that you're going to miss out on if you're not embracing theatrical, which I think people are, starting to come around to these days.
Yeah, it seems clear. Like from reading all the coverage on that presser, David Ellison very, very clear that the streaming days are kind of over for Paramount in terms of movies, and they're focusing much more on theatrical stuff. I didn't know that it was inspired by your question, but that's great to hear. And the slate that they're looking at, the Top Gun Maverick stuff, Transformers stuff, Star Trek, I'm sure they're going to have some very strong opinions on that. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin thing is going forward. So there's a lot of deals moving forward here at Paramount. They are focused on the theatrical stuff. And then you get the Duffer Brothers, right? And this is another part of this deal with the Duffer Brothers is that Cindy Holland, who championed Stranger Things when she was at Netflix, is now in charge of overseas streaming at Paramount. So that may have been another kind of feather in their cap or temptation there to bring them over to be part of Paramount. So I think this is all smart, man. This is like a big owner coming in, taking control of a team. All these players are happen to be free agents that summer, and they're picking them up to put together a super team here to really announce themselves and where they're going and put all the other studios on notice about how they're going to up the game and how they're going to be approaching certain creatives and get them aboard. And you're right, Jeff, appealing to them that they're going to focus on theatrical, that'll inspire a lot of filmmakers to want to work with them and see what they can do at Paramount.
Right. I mean, it was kind of funny because, Cindy Holland is like, I'm not really looking to make movies for the streaming service.
Right.
But then today they announced that Dakota Fanning movie Vicious is going to streaming, which is fine. That was a decision made by the prior regime. Paramount Plus would have a Halloween offering or whatever. Yeah. But like I said, it was very encouraging. I'll have more to say in the next newsletter. He impressed me, like just the fact that he met the press head on like he did. He didn't have to do that. Yeah, I'm very encouraged by what I've seen. And listen, they don't have the IP that some of the other studios have.
Yeah.
They have IP, but they don't have maybe the level that Disney has or Warner Brothers has.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see. What do they want the Duffers to reinvent Star Trek or something like that, or do they want the Duffers doing original movies? What do the Duffers want to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the quote here from David Ellison was, one of our biggest priorities is restoring Paramount as the number one destination for the most talented artists and filmmakers in the world. And look, that's standard boiler talk that all CEOs say.
I agree. Yes.
But you feel like these actions speak louder than words. And when actions are followed with words, then you just go, okay, this is more than just standard talk that all CEOs say. He's actually following it up or preceding it with actions. And of course, the Duffer Brothers deal isn't signed, but they are absolutely pitching them hard to sign them and bring them over to Paramount. And why not? Just like I said, a player sometimes switch teams because they've done all they can do in one area and they want to try out something else. And filmmakers, creatives are the same way. They've done all they can do with one with the studio at the time. They want to move on to another studio and see what they can work with there and what resources are available to them. Because, I mean, Paramount sounds like they're opening the checkbook here, Jeff. Kind of a version of Apple in a certain way, but maybe a little bit more responsible and having a little bit more clear vision about what they want to do with the content that they're going to be making, film and TV wise.
Again, they're working with interesting creators, right? They have that new film from Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the South Park guys. Nobody really knows much about it.
That's true, right?
That's due in theaters in March. Yeah, I do think that for a while there, Tom Cruise was synonymous with Paramount. In the same way that we talk about Christopher Nolan leaving Warner Brothers, that used to be the conversation about Tom Cruise leaving Paramount.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to restore Paramount to its glory days, you need to be in business with Tom Cruise, who, obviously he's in Yarridu's next movie, which is Warner Brothers, and that could put him in the Oscar conversation next year. But he can't be that happy that he's been prepping this movie deeper for a while now. At the price tag.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Anything else you want to say about the Paramount situation? Anything else you hear in the wind that you can speculate on here? Maybe don't give away your whole column, but maybe something. Anything?
I mean,
any other filmmaker we might be surprised to hear is being courted by Paramount right now?
No, I haven't heard anything to that effect.
Okay.
I think that Paramount has a hit on its hands in the fall with this Colleen Hoover movie, Regretting You.
Okay.
With Allison Williams and Dave Franco. I think that nobody's talking about this movie, but it's going to come out of nowhere, just like It Ends With Us, the Blake Lively Baldoni movie.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be good. Or at least perform well. I wanted to, if I could have asked more questions, I would have asked about Paramount chasing the awards space a little bit more, investing a little bit more money in those prestige films. It wouldn't shock me to see Damien Chazelle become that filmmaker for them, the guy who they're comfortable, betting on, whether it's his prison movie or they didn't end up going forward with the Evel Knievel movie. I think that was a little too expensive for them without Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
But yeah, it's like back in the day, like a decade ago, we were all salivating over Megan Ellison, who made these big Oscar movies, and she made some good movies, but none of them made any money. I was telling a publicist yesterday, I love Foxcatcher, but no one's going to go see Foxcatcher. That's depressing as hell. And everybody was kind of shitting on David. And here he is. He's the one who's getting the last laugh. And it wouldn't shock me if he acquired or brought Megan in and sort of gave her a division almost to make the kinds of movies that she used to make, since she's good at making those.
And that was at Annapurna, right? Is that correct?
Right.
Well, yeah. So,
which is still operating, but not nearly that it used to.
Yeah. One last thing on this Paramount thing. Did he talk about this lawsuit that's going Paramount is suing the cousin of a writer of Top Gun Maverick who alleges he co-wrote the screenplay. And they are coming in full guns blazing for some of the comments here. They sued him. Usually it's the other way around, where the cousin sues the studio to try to get credit. They're suing the cousin for opening his mouth. So clearly they're also showing that they're not afraid to step into the fray and into the battle with people here under Allison's leadership.
Well, I think that the problem with that guy's lawsuit, right, is that it was basically calling into question the title, the chain of title. And who owns it and that kind of stuff. Yeah. They're if I think that they really obviously do want to move forward on Top Gun 3 and soon. Yeah. So it's we can't have any obstructions. Let's clear this fucking mess right up. And if this guy's going to come after us, let's just countersue his ass.
People like decisive actions, man. And I think a lot of what we're seeing from Paramount so far, very decisive stuff for sure.
So it was a luncheon, and I wanted to say, after the Q&A, it was funny to see obviously there were teams of reporters there. So there's 4 people from THR, 3 people from Deadline. It's natural that these people would sit together, but it was pretty interesting to see. I was on at one table, Bellany was as far away as you could get from me. Right. I ate alone. It was no one wanted to sit with me at lunch. Then Mayor Roshan, the editor-in-chief of the Hollywood Reporter, sat down next to me, and I like Mayor. I worked with him at LA Magazine. And, he was talking to these publicists, and we were talking about the Vanity Fair layoffs. I don't know if you saw those Vanity Fair layoffs.
Yeah, they fired all those writers and then brought in new writers, which probably did that to save money at a lower cost. But,
sure. I don't know. I'm not even sure who the new writers are. But, they let go of Richard Lawson, David Canfield, and Bresnikan. And Mayer was asking these publicists, who do you like? Who should I hire? I don't know if Hollywood Reporter is even hiring. They've been cutting, actually. But who do you like? And while I understand why you would do that, part of me and I did say this after Mayer stood up and left. I wanted to be like, Mayer, why don't you ask these people who they don't like? Ask them which journalists they don't like, and then go hire those journalists. Because if a publicist likes you, it's because you do whatever the publicist wants you to do.
Right. True. But Hollywood Reporter is not in the habit of offending their studios or offending publicists.
Well, they have certainly done good journalism, whereas Vanity Fair, all due respect to those people who are, good guys and good writers, but like, what do you go to see Vanity Fair for? You go to see the first look at the new Star Wars photos, and then Bresnikan explains the photos.
It's the cover photos that you go for, and I like the political breakdowns that they have in Vanity Fair at times. But yes, the entertainment stuff is mostly puff pieces and PR itself.
You need inside voices, people who are supposed to say stuff they're not supposed to be saying, and then Vanity Fair totally lost that edge. So, it was just an interesting conversation. The other thing I said, like you said about the Star Trek stuff, I'm like, I recognize that this is a business of relationships, John.
Sure.
The problem is that this town has just become too reliant on relationships, and you have to be able to tell J.J. Abrams, we don't want anything to do with the Chris Pine cast. We are moving on. I'm done pretending that we're developing this movie. Well, you have to have the balls to say that, rather than just coddle them to nurture that relationship with J.J. Abrams. And I hope that Ellison, we'll see. But that is absolutely one of like the top questions I had. Like I need a definitive statement. You're rebooting Star Trek. Goodbye, everybody else.
I think they should do that. I agree with you. We're already essentially rebooting Star Trek by watching Strange New Worlds. They've had a new Kirk on that show for 2 seasons now. So like the idea of them moving on from Chris Pine, that's kind of a soft floating of that possibility in the Strange New Worlds, which is canon, by the way. So it's going to be fascinating to see if they do a whole recast. And I think so, Jeff, because none of those actors are actors that are going to put butts in seats at this stage of their careers anymore. And so you moving on from them to find younger actors who will play these characters, you could put together a nice ensemble that's exciting and fun and get people back into seeing a new version of Star Trek. I think that's the way you do it. And you find a really good overall executive to run that entire brand of Star Trek, kind of like a Feige for Star Trek. That's what you want to find, because that is such a specific thing. You want to have one person in charge of it, so it's all going in the same direction and cross-referencing each other in smart and interesting ways, I think. Yeah,
no, I agree, but probably somebody closer to Feige than Gunn.
Yes, agreed. Well, good segue. Shall we get into James Gunn? Are you ready? Let's do this thing. All right.
Stop talking about him because he look bad, but I don't know. It's pretty hard to not talk about him. He puts himself in the news every week.
He does. He was on the red carpet for Peacemaker season 2, which comes out in a few days. I've got to watch it. I've got the first 5 episodes, and I can't wait to see it. But James Gunn was talking about what's next for Superman and what's going down with the sequel here. And he essentially said that he has got a Superman saga that he is working on, and that a treatment is pretty much locked in and done. Even though you're not supposed to be going forward without a finished script, he's got apparently a full treatment on this situation here, Jeff. So, what do you think about this idea that he is talking about this move, that this is happening and where it's going? And that it's a treatment that seems like it's almost done already, and it's a Superman saga film, which may be teasing Superman and Supergirl teaming up with Krypto to go after Brainiac. Your thoughts on this? Because I thought it was Gods and Monsters. I didn't think it was called Superman Saga. What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, who knows? It changes day to day, which is something I don't think fans understand. How quickly things can change in Hollywood. I still don't know what he's talking about. It sounds like, there's a movie with Superman and Supergirl, so it's like a sequel to both movies, if you will. Yes. Krypto is involved. I assume Superboy will be involved. I don't know.
Yes, I imagine. He says the treatment is done, which means a very, very worked out treatment. I'm working on that and hopefully going into production on that not too far away from today.
Well, you don't put movies into production, John, until the script is perfect. We don't do that at DC.
Right. I'm just confused that the Superman saga now seems to be what the focus is. We did really well with Superman. Now we're going to keep expanding the Superman universe and go in this direction because the fans really loved what we did with Superman.
Interesting. It's almost like Reeves got Batman, is doing a Batman saga, and Gunn's doing a Superman saga. I wonder if Batman will be involved in his Superman saga or not.
Or not. Well, speaking of which, let's talk about this. Josh Horowitz must clearly watch our show or is aware of these rumors, Jeff, because he posted a clip from 2022 this week where he talked to Matt Reeves about bringing a Robin into his Batman universe. And Reeves was a little non-committal, but playfully so about it, and said, I've explored it. I was interested. I love the Adam West, Burt Ward, Batman and Robin. I never thought they were campy. They're what I grew up with. So a lot of people have said, like, how could you mix the Matt Reeves verse with the James Gunn verse? And here is Matt Reeves talking about the campy 1960s version of Batman and Robin, how much he enjoys that. So this idea, I think Josh Horowitz posted that, obviously, because everyone was talking about Robin and Batman, but also because maybe there is a little bit more truth here than we think.
I mean, even Grace Randolph says there's truth to it.
Yeah, well, if Grace says it, it's possible.
Listen, I just wouldn't have been so quick to dismiss those murmurs. Like, what's the harm in having them out there for a day, James Gunn, before you jump down everybody's throat? Why don't you see what the fucking feedback is first, guy? Yeah. I just, it's a compulsion. It's a compulsion that he has. So there's nothing I can do except continue to tell you what my insiders say. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong.
Right.
If you just want things that are right, read the trades and don't read my newsletter. I'm going to be wrong sometimes. That's what happens when you either pick up the phone and they call, then they pick up the phone and call Deadline, right, or you pick up the phone and ask a totally legitimate question and they deny it, even though it's true.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, Searchlight, which I got further confirmation on today. It's just... I only know one way to do this job, guys. I've been doing it the same way for fucking 20 years. I've got a pretty good percentage. Is it 100%? Nope. No, it's not. Right. Pretty good percentage. So
I just find it fascinating. But when you hear the mouthpieces for DC say the things that they're saying and being trotted out to defend the shield of DC, and you come out and you say, I've heard this rumor, and then all these people lose their minds, and James Gunn leading the way, calling it nonsense. I agree with you. Just let it sit in the wind for a little bit. Let people speculate. People get excited. Part of talking about your brand is part of what makes your brand still relevant and exciting to people. And so the idea of trying to shut down conversation, especially something innocuous like a Robin rumor, just makes no sense to me. And then Josh Horowitz posting that clip, I think, is a way of trying to keep that conversation alive. So Josh Horowitz just interviewed James Gunn a week or two ago. And so here he is posting that clip, and I just find that to be fascinating. So clearly a lot of people have feelings or opinions or points of views that they're showing in certain ways about this whole situation. And
people are doing, John, they're showing that they want Robin. They want to see Robin.
Yeah.
Where's Robin? Growing up, Batman and Robin, it was like ketchup and mustard, salt and pepper. We haven't had Robin on screen since Chris O'Donnell, who wasn't very good. So either you put Robin in your movie or you're too afraid to put Robin in your movie, which you choose what you want it to be.
Right. And look, to me, this feels like if he's going to call this thing the Superman Saga, that means there's going to be multiple films here, Jeff, that deal with the Superman family. You don't go Saga and then you're done after Superman and Supergirl rumored to be teaming up here with Krypto. You expand the Superman family because it is a saga. So to me, weaving in other characters into the saga doesn't make it a DC saga. It's a Superman saga. So might have other characters coming in, but it's still a Superman saga. So I get confused with Gods and Monsters because I was pitched all these other films and TV shows that have never come to fruition and might not come to fruition. And it seems like he's pivoting to grab on to the idea of a Superman saga because people really enjoy the Superman movie. It doesn't mean we're not still going to get Clayface or maybe even Sergeant Rock and some possibility down the road. But it certainly doesn't feel like we're working towards Justice League or Batman or whatever when he says Superman saga, not DC saga. And that to me is curious as I look at this.
Don't you feel like the Superman saga goes along and then the Batman saga goes along and eventually these sagas...
But Matt Reeves is not calling his thing a saga. If Matt Reeves calls his thing the Batman saga, then I'll be on board. Say that again?
I thought he was calling it the Batman saga.
Not yet. I don't think he has. If someone wants to correct me on that, please.
I thought it was interesting in THR's Heat Vision, I think it was last Friday, where I think they wrote about the Batman 2 script.
Yeah.
Mentioned like the possibility that like Batman 3 is no guarantee.
Oh yeah, Batman 3 is no guarantee, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That we've said maybe they actually said, I know we told you do a trilogy. You may have to only do it you know.
Oh yeah,
one more, and then we got to combine these worlds. I don't know.
We've been speculating on that there might not be a third one for quite some time because if they're going to merge them, the idea of doing a third, I mean, because he's inherited the Matt Reeves universe. He didn't start the Matt Reeves universe. He didn't sign Matt Reeves under his name to start this Batman thing. He did not do that. Those are not James's players. That's a player he inherited on the team he took over as the head coach and general manager. He didn't get this player. So now you got to work him in and figure it out. So you let him have one more movie because that's part of the contract and you see how it does. But then I think you got to fold him in or get him out. There's no other way to play this. So
the chat is saying that it is the Batman saga. And
epic crime saga. Right. That I remember. The epic crime.
We are talking about, like you said, Reeves's players.
Yeah.
Here's another question for you.
Go ahead, please.
You've got the Penguin coming back for part 2, right?
Yes, that's the rumor. Not a season 2, but part 2 of Batman. Yes,
but Batman 2.
Right.
Well, who was in the Batman or in the Penguin show with him? Who was the other lead?
Oh yeah, Christina Milioti. Yes, of course.
Could you see Miss Falcone in Batman Part 2?
Oh, 100%. I can't imagine that you wouldn't. She was such a star coming out of the Penguin. You have to put her in. Yeah. Oh. Are you saying you've heard something? Are you saying you've heard?
I hear things. I hear, who knows? I'm not saying anything because I don't need fucking millionaire CEO coming after me, telling everybody I'm a liar. So, I'm not going to say anything anymore. I'm just going to ask the question.
Oh.
Let audiences add things up.
Hey, Christina Milioti in the friggin' Batman Part 2. I love the idea. I'm in. Wait, will Vic show up? Oh no, he can't. Yeah, I like the idea. Those two should definitely be a part of the Batman Part 2. Another thing that he talked about here on the red carpet was Margot Robbie's potential return as Harley Quinn. When he was asked about this on the red carpet, he said that will be revealed down the line. He didn't say no, Jeff. So what does that mean? Are we doing multiversal?
It means that everything he says is nonsense. Everything he says is nonsense, not me, because he can't make up his mind. This is canon. This character is canon, but not this movie. And I'm so sick of canon and all this discussion, bro. Let me tell you something. Here's the truth.
Yes,
the public didn't love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
What? I think a lot of people loved. I have to push back on you on that one. I think a lot of people enjoyed her.
Nope, that's why Birds of Prey did not do well at the box office.
Well, I think Kathy Yan not directing a great film was part of it, but okay, I hear you.
I thought she was a good Harley Quinn.
Yeah, she's good Harley Quinn.
But I don't think that this is like the same public that will say, oh, people loved Henry Cavill as Superman.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
It did. People loved Henry Cavill as Superman, just not overwhelmingly so.
No,
okay.
I don't think that they did. I don't think that the general public. I think that it had his super fans. Sure, Margot Robbie has her super fans, but in general, I just don't think audiences responded to either of these characters.
Let's move back because I think you're wrong, but let's move past that. What's the point you're trying to make? Go ahead.
That they need to move on. They need to if they're going to bring in Harley Quinn. Just recast your own Harley Quinn. Why are you going with who David Ayer decided just because she was, a major actress?
Let me tell you something. And I think this is going to happen. The Harley Quinn that we know, that the new version of Harley Quinn, the empowered, I'm not a slave to my love for Joker type of Harley Quinn that was good in the Margot Robbie interpretation. I think a lot of people want back the Harley Quinn that was before. The pudding, that Harley Quinn from the Batman animated series, the one who is in love with the Joker, the one who doesn't need to be empowered and break free from a toxic relationship with the Joker. These are villains, okay? We don't want mentally healthy villains. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And so to me, although I appreciated what Margot and Kathy Yan were trying to do it from an empowering perspective, from the comic book perspective, I think a lot of fans want to bring back the Harley Quinn that was much more a companion with the Joker and much more caught up in a toxic love relationship.
You're agreeing with what I just said, that the public did not necessarily respond to
I think
Margot
some of the public did.
Robbie as Harley Quinn, but her Harley Quinn. Like,
yeah.
I mean, and not to mention that Harley Quinn is inexplicably tied to Jared Leto's Joker. So if you're going to bring her back,
right, good point.
No fucking chance. Yeah. Back, so why are you bringing her back?
That's a Joker we're never going to see again. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Which was also tied to Zack Snyder because he appeared in that Justice League thing.
Yeah. Anyways, we can move on because I'm like so over DC when there's really no news and it's just like a little breadcrumb that gets dropped every week to let people like go nuts and speculate. And then you're called an asshole for speculating, and then you have to wait for another fucking breadcrumb. And
what about this idea? And look, I'm not saying there was anything wrong with an empowered Harley Quinn. I'm just saying that I think the public wants the old Harley Quinn back now, and I wouldn't be surprised that Warner Brothers goes in that direction with Harley Quinn if she was to come back, because it's all going to depend on who they cast as Joker. The other thing is one last thing on DC: the Suicide Squad stuff. Oh, sorry, the Peacemaker season 2 is about to debut. Jeff. He was saying that one of the reasons they dropped the digital version of Superman early was so that people could watch the film before they watched Peacemaker season 2. So clearly there's stuff happening in Peacemaker season 2 that's connected to Superman. Do you buy this reasoning and this excuse? Because this is something that's probably out of James's hands.
I mean, I guess I buy it. Like, I don't think it's an idea. I mean, I guess it's okay to take Superman out of theaters. Like, what's it making now? Like 3 or 4 million a weekend?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'll hurt that much. I think that there's a bunch of people who didn't see it in theaters who are dying to see it and can't wait for it to hit VOD.
Right.
And if it is a link in the chain, and they moved up Peacemaker season 2, and he has no control over that. I guess that's an HBO decision when they release those. Then I guess he really had no choice. Yeah.
All right. And do you think Zach Cregger's thing is going to happen, his Joker thing, or do you think that's still just kind of piss in the wind?
No wank. I mean, come on.
Okay. All right. Just
like he's a busy dude.
Yeah.
This is just fun interview stuff to see in an interview that he wrote the script years ago. Right. I mean, I guess it could be an Elseworlds. It doesn't have to necessarily fit in with what James is doing, and obviously they want to keep Cregger on that lot and keep him happy.
Right.
But yeah, like, what are we talking about? Resident Evil is next September. Then he's supposed to be free, but he wants to do that sci-fi movie Flood.
Yeah.
Who knows what comes up in the interim? Plus, there's the Weapons prequel. Could he hand that off to a friend like he is the script, apparently? His friend came up with the idea for the script, and he's like, oh, that's actually a good idea. Let's pursue that. So, could he hand that off? Who knows?
Let's talk about that in between this DC Marvel stuff. Do you think that there should be a prequel movie, Weapons? We reviewed it on Monday. For those of you who maybe missed our review, you can go back and watch the Hot Mic or listen to it, our review of it. The prequel, to me, I tweeted this out and said, I don't think this makes any sense. Part of the fun of that movie is the mystery of that character. And if you start exploring the mystery and laying out the mystery, you're going to end up with Rob Zombie telling me that Michael Myers became how he became because mommy didn't hug him long enough. Like, I don't want that. Do you want a prequel for?
I certainly didn't need one. I was maybe anticipating, I don't know, some kind of sequel or something. I mean, I guess there was a chapter about Aunt Gladys that they pulled out of the movie because they didn't need it. It slowed things down, or it just, they needed to cut it for time. And it didn't really affect the story at hand that they were telling.
Right.
How early in the timeline is this prequel? Like, would Amy Madigan come back? Would she still be able to play Aunt Gladys? Would they cast some young star like an Emma Stone?
Oh,
I have no idea. I think it could be interesting, but you're right. It takes away the mystery.
Yeah.
And to me, Weapons doled out just enough answers.
Yes, just enough.
Right. Yeah, like where it made sense. I didn't necessarily need to know how did she become this witch? Where did she learn this from?
Right.
Did she ever have attempts that went wrong? Things. How did she know that she needed to move to her relatives and sap their energy or something? I don't know.
I think you kill the symbolism of what she represents, which is you can make her stand in for any number of things that weaponize people. If you start to give like a whole background on the character, then you lose a lot of the magic of that movie if you do that. So I wouldn't mind if there's a chapter and that's turned into a movie that is exploring a previous time where she was where she did what she did, and in the end, she does win. She gets away. She survives. It's a hell of a tightrope to walk, but that would be fascinating. Yes, you have to bring Amy Madigan back. So you got to shoot this thing quickly and put her in maybe a little bit of less aged makeup if you can do that or whatever, and do an adventure from before. Fine, but if you go all the way back to the beginning, I don't like anything about it.
Yeah, I don't really need it. I think it's just something that you announced that like excites shareholders. Like, oh, we've got a big hit. We're gonna get more big hits. Great.
Right. All right, let's get into some Marvel stuff. There's a lot here to cover, Jeff. So let's get into this first. There's a lot of speculation going on with Avengers Doomsday. There's a lot of casting news that is rumored all around, with some people coming back in, some casting additions coming back in. There's rumors about Cosmic Circus shared an update the other day, revealing a list of names they expect to be in the ensemble, and a lot like Peter Parker, Doctor Strange, Clea, Monica Rambeau, Bruce Banner-Shield, blah, blah, Kate Bishop, Hope Van Dyne, Wolverine, blah, blah, blah. So all of these things are possible. And then My Time to Shine Hello talked about Captain America coming back. Chris Evans saying that the trades are essentially confirmed this, and that Chris Evans will come back to play Captain America. And that is Captain America, in essence, what he did by going back and dropping the Infinity Stones in the Sacred Timeline, and then taking a beeline to be with Peggy. That's the thing that causes Doom to go where he's going and become evil, and essentially getting Tony versus Cap all over again in a way. But also the Doctor Doom stuff. Apparently, he's going to have a team, and he's going to be like the protagonist of his story, kind of like Thanos. So all kinds of stuff in the air. But I see a lot of people who are not happy if these are the rumors of how the story is supposed to go down. What do you hear about all of this, and what are your feelings on all?
I mean, I really haven't been reading up on it.
Okay.
I haven't read any things about a team or plot really, other than obviously he wants to get his hands on Franklin Richards.
Right, I've heard that. Yeah.
I mean, I really haven't thought too much about Doomsday, other than the little gossip that I've heard.
Yeah. What gossip have you heard?
I've heard,
yes,
that even though they paid this man $50 million, $60 million a movie,
okay,
they had to reshoot for 3 weeks. They reshot 3 weeks worth of material because apparently, this is just what I heard.
Yeah.
They had an actor standing in for Downey Jr. in the suit. They had a body double.
Oh.
And they had a face double. And Downey stood off camera reading the lines. Okay? And apparently after 2 or 3 weeks, he was like, this isn't working. I want to reshoot everything with me in the suit. That's what I heard.
That's that.
And it kind of is like there was a story, and I didn't finish reading it recently, but it was about Dwayne Johnston and Moana and like using AI or something.
Yeah, for the live action version. Yes.
Right, exactly. I mean, to me, I'd heard it like right around the same time, where it's like, why are we paying talent boatloads of money and then not using the talent?
Well,
right?
Listen, talent's going to do what it's going to do. Talent is going to push the boundary. They're going to want to work as little as possible and make as much money as possible, especially when you get to that rich level, and especially when you get old. Downey Jr. is no spring chicken. And so he's like, well, have someone else do the moves, have someone else do this kind of stuff. And why isn't Feige on set going, cut it out, get your ass in the suit and get in front of the camera? Why isn't Feige telling Robert Downey Jr., get into the fucking frame? Now they're going to pay for 3 weeks of reshoots, allegedly, because you hear this as a rumor, 3 weeks of reshoots because Feige didn't come down and say, hey, man, get in front of the camera. We're going to shoot you. And this is what Bob Iger's here saying, well, we're going to save money. We're not going to spend a lot of money. We're going to do this or that. And yet we've got the excess of this kind of stupidity as an experiment. It doesn't make any sense. If your story is true, it's a stupid, how can I say this? It's rich people shit. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense.
The dysfunction I've heard on this set is rivaled only by that of Fast and Furious movies. I mean, we've alluded to an incident behind the scenes early in shooting that I did not want to go into details on. And it was probably more, someone made it sound more dramatic to me than it really was. But yeah, I think, again, there's just a lot of like testosterone and a lot of ego on that set.
Yeah.
A lot of people who think they know what way is the best way. In the end, there's only one person's way who matters, and that's actually Robert Downey Jr.'s way.
It seems like, and it's no surprise when you hear the rumors that they're essentially turning Doom into a bit of a Thanos, where he can be a sympathetic villain who's going to have his own team, and what he's doing, he thinks he's right to do, and the audience is going to, because they don't want that. They're like, we're not going to bring RDJ and make him a full villain. We got to make him a villain that the audience cares about and connects with. And so now we're seeing that it's about brand saving. It's about egos a little bit. You can see it very clearly. And Jeff, this reeks of too many cooks in the kitchen and too many people who sense a ship is sinking, and they're going to get theirs before the ship goes down. And that to me, it concerns me when you look at all the dysfunction on the set, because you wouldn't hear any of this dysfunction on other sets, on the other big movies, but it's clear that everyone's gotten big. So being on set, everyone's got their particular way of working and what they want to do now, and they're not willing to give in a little bit more like they did in the past. So,
and again, people are asking, well, why don't you just reveal the two actors who are involved? And it's like, you guys don't understand what it is to be a reporter, right? Like, I have relationships that go back 15 years, and I want them to last another 15 years. And so I have to make the decision. Do I want to tell this story, or do I want to get help for the next 15 years? From someone, involved or close to the story. Like, and so when people are like, oh, well, you work for us now, tell us who it is. That's right. I do work for you, and I have to make long-term decisions that are going to benefit my readers more than just a quick cut, if you will.
Who the hell's telling you that you work for them? Who the hell is telling you that?
I mean, I said it. I said, I don't work for the studios anymore, because that's really who the people at the trades work for.
Okay.
Like the studios are advertising the trades. If they can pull advertisements, they could say, we're not going to advertise until you get rid of this person, and they will get rid of the person.
Right. It's true.
That's how I ended up where I am. But so I work for the fans now.
Yeah.
But I still have to make strategic choices.
Yes. Good point. Let's keep going. There's two other Marvel stories here. Jeff, what do you think about this? Ryan Reynolds posting this cryptic thing on his Instagram, anarchy over the Avengers symbol. A lot of people speculating this could be that he's appearing in Avengers Doomsday. Of course, he left it caption free so everyone could speculate. But what do you think? What are you hearing? Do you think this is a way to kind of take the attention off the Baldoni, Blake Lively stuff, and get people back in his corner excited for more Deadpool stuff?
Like, what do we think this is if it's not Ryan Reynolds in Avengers?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't understand.
He kept saying he would never do an Avengers movie. He doesn't want to give wish fulfillment to Deadpool, but here he is. I think this is Marvel being desperate. I don't care what anyone says. Marvel sees Fantastic Four not doing well. Let's put out all these videos on Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let's get Ryan Reynolds to post this cryptic thing on Instagram. Let's get everybody talking about the future things that we want people to be excited about. That's what it seems like to me, Joe.
I mean, I agree. Yeah. Deadpool's a hugely popular character.
Yeah.
He was, the part of the last big hit that they had, Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Right.
There's no reason that they would leave him on the sidelines. This is all in. It's all in time.
Yeah.
And again, you can do the semantics thing where it's like, he's not in Doomsday. Okay, well, then he's there filming a fucking scene that's going to be used in Secret Wars. I don't know what to tell you. The idea that he's going to sit out this 2-part finale is insane.
Yeah, I agree. Because you need that Starky energy. If Tony Stark is not going to come back to be Tony Stark, he's going to be Victor Von Doom. You need some sarcastic energy in the films, and it's got to be, because that was the magic of a lot of what worked in the early phases of Marvel was, or the MCU rather, was Robert Downey Jr.'s sarcasm and that kind of stuff. So you have that here with Deadpool. So it makes all the sense in the world, and no surprise that they need that big gun to be in there. Another thing, I want to know what you think about this. A new rumor has popped up here from Nexus Point News that they're saying that Sadie Sink is actually not playing Gwen Stacy or Mayday Parker or even Jean Grey, that she might be playing this character Annabelle who is connected to another Spider-Man that is a clone of Peter Parker in another universe. And it could be Annabelle Adams from Scarlet Spider #1. It came out in 2012. Is this all too, and this could be the multiversal, like Shathra could be the multiversal villain. Is this too deep into the lore? Is this too much?
Like, I don't care. I've lost interest now. Like, she's either playing somebody who we know or somebody that we don't know, or somebody who we don't know who is really somebody we know. I guess we'll find out when the fucking movie comes out.
That's true.
I still think that there are other things to announce there. Like, obviously, I was wrong about Carrie Coon this week.
Oh, yeah? Did she call that out?
Well, I mean, no, she didn't call it out. I just, got word that it was inaccurate.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I've gotten word that lots of things have been inaccurate that turn out to be accurate.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, I believe it. I don't really know why you'd lie. You have to ask Searchlight about things like that. But I do think that there is probably an older female villain in there somewhere. I mean, it makes no sense why we heard all these rumors. And really got someone in that age range.
Right.
So yeah, I think there are probably more secrets to be revealed, and maybe they're maybe they tie into Avengers somehow. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not in the meetings, guys. I don't have a fucking master plan. I hear little pieces and bits and pieces.
Things in the wind.
And I can't call to confirm them anymore.
That's right. All right. Well, let's move on out of Marvel. Unless there's anything you want to reveal about Marvel, any tidbit, anything else you've heard? I mean, you already gave us the Robert Downey Jr. stuff. Is there anything else you're hearing in the wind about Marvel?
I mean, other than I think that they know who they want for T'Challa.
Oh, okay. You think they've already selected the person? Do you think they're in conversations with us?
I hear that they're actively casting X-Men. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
I'm told that in inside agencies, they are definitely putting forth clients for X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, part of the scoop when I had the Spider-Man Hulk scoop was that the X-Men film was going to drop 3 or 4 months after Secret War. So you're not going to not start casting now in order to shoot that thing. So yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, for T'Challa, I don't know if it'll be Damson Idris.
Yeah, okay. Not surprised.
I think the guy who is shaping up to be, and I don't have any inside info really, but I think David Johnston is really looking pretty good for that.
Wow, the guy from Alien Romulus.
I mean, I saw photos of him from Long Walk, and he's bulked up a little bit.
Yeah,
I could see it. Okay,
all right. I like that idea. He's such a solid, good actor, and he's up and coming. Why not? All right, let's move on to this story, Jeff. What's going on here? Running Man. The Running Man, the Glenn Powell, Edgar Wright directed film, is going later, a week later, November 14th, 2025 release date to take advantage of access to IMAX screens. The previous date for the redo was going to be November 7th. Does this mean anything? Because a lot of people were saying it was in competition with another film coming out that weekend. So did it move because of the IMAX or did it move because of competition? What do you think?
I would have expected Running Man to maybe beat Predator.
Yeah, Predator Badlands, yeah.
But so I don't know that it's like running away with its tail between its legs. It probably does have to do with the large screen formats and stuff like that.
But if you're asking between Predator Badlands and Running Man, which do I think I want to put on IMAX? It's Predator Badlands. So, but maybe there's a deal with the studios. I don't know.
Is Predator Badlands getting a week in IMAX and then?
Oh, maybe the first week in IMAX and then
exactly, and then it goes to Paramount the next week. I'm not sure. I mean, there's still competition on the 14th, right? They're taking on Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yeah, but it's a third installment.
Well, so I mean, what number is fucking Badlands? I expect those movies to have similar openings, Badlands and Now You See Me.
Okay.
I think it's just that maybe the demos overlap more with Predators.
Fair point. Yeah, there's nothing else. Those two are the ones on November 14th. Yeah, November 7th was just...
Now You See Me skews a little bit younger.
Which one? Say that again?
Now You See Me skews younger.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Wicked for Good is the next week. So that's a day. I don't know. I think you're kind of in trouble there. Dropping, not that there's a lot of crossover audience, but still, you're dropping in between Predator Badlands and Wicked for Good. Yeah, okay. All right. We'll see.
Listen, we're getting into competitive time because studios decide to save all these movies for the end of the year. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a bloodbath for sure.
I'm gonna say something, and I may be way wrong, but I don't think the interest for The Running Man is at the level of other films. I don't think that's one of Schwarzenegger's ones that everybody turns to and is like, oh my God, it's another vehicle. And so, and I know Stephen King's attached, but I just feel like that film is going to underperform. I don't think that film's going to blow up like
probably will. I mean, you're probably right, but it is Edgar Wright and Glenn Powell. Like,
yeah,
I think that's what they're banking on. I don't think it has to do with like the audience familiarity with The Running Man. The audience also likes these kinds of movies, right? Like Hunger Games has sort of paved the way for it, or just like the competition show element.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be fine. It'll certainly do better than Edgar's last movie. I don't think you're crazy for thinking that it'll underperform. Yeah.
I just have a weird feeling about it.
Yeah, well, let's hope that this move helps it underperform less.
Yes, agreed. I'll agree with that. I'm not against the movie at all. So yes, I agree with you on that end. All right, let's see what else have I got here lined up for us. Oh yeah, you want to talk about the trailer? This Marty Supreme trailer that came out here from Josh Safdie and
what trailers?
Yeah, talk about it. A24. What'd you think of this trailer? I
thought it looked good. Yeah. It looked like a real movie, like a film.
Yeah, right.
Like, clearly they spent some money on it.
Yeah,
I think it is probably A24's most expensive release. To date. And that probably has to do with all the period elements. But yeah, like I love like that little button on the end where they're talking about the color of the ball.
Yes.
That was a nice little guys. Yeah. I mean, the cast is fascinating between Gwyneth Paltrow and like Abel Ferrara, the director of Bad Lieutenant, and Sandra Bernhard, and just people who like really feel New York. Kevin O'Leary is in it.
Kevin O'Leary. I didn't even think that was the same Kevin O'Leary that I've been seeing act like an ass on TV. I can't believe it's the same guy.
Did he get an Oscar nomination?
I will lose my shit if he gets an
supporting actor. I mean, who's he up against?
I don't. I think
it's a surefire another nomination for Timmy. Could he win? Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how like emotional this movie is, or if it's kind of played for laughs or whatever. But I think there's going to be some pretty graphic like sex scenes, or some pretty steamy sex scenes, at least between him and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, okay. But he's got a girl in the trailer, right? I don't even know who that actress is, but I thought she was great in the trailer.
Odessa Azione, is that?
Yeah. What have you seen her in? I don't know her in anything.
Like Hellraiser, the new Hellraiser movie. I think this is her. There's a couple of girls all named Odessa and Olivia, and it always confuses me. I think that's the one.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yes, there's a girl in it, but I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow's not calling her like for a friend. He's calling her because he's romantically interested in her, I believe.
Wait, is she the sister, the older sister?
I don't know what the relationship is.
No, in Hellraiser, is she the older sister? No, or
yeah, I think so. Who's the?
Yeah. Okay. I see it now. Yes. I remember now. Damn. That's her. Wow. I just didn't remember her from that. Yeah, I like the trailer a lot. It felt very much like an 80s type of sports movie. This idea of no one thinks you can do it. No one sees what you see. Ping pong is something to make fun of, yet you've got a vision that you're going to be able to achieve this stuff, And so I like that energy to the fact that they used an 80s song to go underneath everything. But I didn't think the relationship with him and Gwyneth was going to be a sexual one. Or I thought she was more like a mentor who's achieved that kind of fame and he wants to get to that fame. So he's using her as a sounding board. But you might be right. Maybe there is
sometimes late night sounding board conversations, John, turn into mornings.
They can. Yes, I know. Yes, they can. But yeah, I mean, I just find that to be, but then I read Jordan Rumi's breakdown of the trailer, and he said that actually he's heard that this trailer is a bit of a bait and switch, and that it's not as inspirational as you think, and that the film is actually something kind of different.
I mean, I don't know who Rumi talks to. This is they said the same thing about Smashing Machine. Maybe they're right about Smashing Machine, that it's not the movie that the trailer is selling us.
Right.
Maybe A24, had to get creative with some of these trailers to make them seem a little bit more conventional. But
what do you think?
Who cares? It's just a trailer. Like I think that both of these movies from the Safdies are going to be great. I think that both are going to wind up Oscar nominated. I just have a good feeling about both of them.
Bro, how are Benny and Josh competing with dueling sports movies around the same time in the same year, both distributed by A24? That is fucking insane that they're going at each other with different types of sports movies. I find that to be fascinating.
Yeah, definitely ironic. Plus, the movie that they were going to do was a sports movie.
Oh,
Remember?
right.
The Ben Affleck sports card trading one.
Right.
So, the brothers are clearly sports fans, or just fans of the themes that sports movies typically have.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of Chalamet squaring off against The Rock for Best Actor.
Talk about David and Goliath, man. Yeah, I like that idea too.
They're doing better apart than the Coens seem to be doing.
Hey, true. Very true. Oh, man.
It's not even on my radar as far as a movie I might go see this month. It's a hard pass.
Am I allowed to say this? I know everybody loves Margaret Qualley. She does nothing for me, like literally nothing. I did like her in Substance, but that was more about Demi Moore laying the groundwork for that character. So when I see the trailer of Honey Don't, I'm like, honey, no thanks. Like, it's just not my thing, man.
I mean, I haven't seen Made. She's supposedly terrific in that Netflix series Made.
But even in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I was like, yeah, it's fun role.
It's good.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'm okay. Like, there's hundreds of millions of people or tens of millions of people who like her. I just don't. This is a personal taste.
I just think that the Coen, like the actors who are built for the Coens, are from another generation. I'm not sure that today's generation has the actors suited for the Coen brothers.
So true. Holly Hunter, Frances McDormand, you are 100% right. The women nowadays that they're casting in their movies are not the same as these women were from another time.
I love Charlie Day. I love Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Charlie Day, really?
Yeah.
It's like the male lead of Coen brothers movie. Chris Evans.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
These aren't Coen brothers actors.
Yeah.
These are people that you finance to cast in a movie to get it financed.
Then again, the Coens may have just gotten too long in the tooth, Jeff, and they don't have it anymore, the fastball anymore, and they're like Chelsea Ross in the major league. They've got like all shit on their chest just to get that sinker across the plate. It may just be that that's what the phase of their career that they're in now, man. Yeah. We'll see. Let's move on to some James Bond stuff. What do you think about this, Jeff? This is coming to us from THR that according to a well-placed source close to the production, Scott Rose Marsh, who you see here on the screen, a 37-year-old redheaded actor whose biggest credits are Crazed, Code of Silence, and Wolves of War, two things I've never seen, was brought in sometime in late June to read sides for 1995's GoldenEye, presumably for just hired director Denis Villeneuve. He might have also tackled pages from the script the Peaky Blinders critic Stephen Knight is said to be whipping up for Bond 26. They claim Rose Marsh was given just one piece of direction before the test cameras rolled: don't impersonate a previous Bond. And this is according to Rambling and THR. So do you buy this? Does this make sense? It's an unknown, kind of.
That doesn't add up to me. Doesn't make sense.
Okay. All right. I mean, THR saying close.
First of all,
yes.
I like the guys who run the Rambling Reporter. The idea that the Rambling Reporter column in the Hollywood Reporter is going to break the next Bond, I put that at like 0.5%. If you were to ask me, like for odds, like just like there's no world in which I see this happening.
Okay.
So I don't know where it came from or what compelled them to run it. If it's true and they brought this guy in, it's for a camera test. It's for a lighting test. I don't know what the fuck it's for. Yeah. I so highly doubt that this guy's going to be the next Bond. Not only because of the red hair thing, whatever.
Yeah.
He's too old. He's 37. And you're telling, like, I just can't see it. I just don't see it.
Okay. All right.
Do you?
Well, it's not that I haven't seen his work. I don't know. But I also don't know if this is a one-off or if this is a beginning of a series of films directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Bro, then you cast a star.
I don't know. They didn't do that with
and you cast an unknown or
But
someone.
I think Bond is something different. And I don't think you need to cast a star, whether it's a one-off or a series. Like On Her Majesty's Secret Service, George Lazenby was one film. He wasn't a star at the time, but he was in there between Sean Connery and Roger Moore, I think.
What decade are you even referring to?
1969.
Yeah, this is like 55 fucking years ago. This is a different era. People go to the movies to see stars, bro.
People went to the movie to see stars back then. What the fuck are you talking about?
If it's an ongoing series, you can cast an unknown or a lightly known.
Okay.
And he can grow into the star that Bond makes out of its actors. But this is like we're doing one movie. Why would you cast an unknown?
Okay. All right. Fair point. All right. We'll see. We will see. All right. Is there anything more? I mean, we're at an hour mark, Jeff. I know we have a few more things we want to discuss and do the top 10 Spike Lee. Do you want to skip on that? Do you want to get to the questions, or do you want to talk about a couple more stories? What are you feeling?
I want to draft Spike Lee.
All right.
We'll keep it quick. We'll do it. We'll knock this out in 15 minutes before we go to the questions.
Okay. Sounds good.
Ask Spike Lee questions.
All right. Then
have you seen highest to lowest?
I did. I saw it last night.
How was it?
I liked it, but it is a Spike Lee movie, Jeff. And if you like Spike Lee movies, I think you're going to like this movie. Like, it is like Mo Better Blues. The soundtrack plays throughout the whole movie. There's only like maybe 5 minutes of silence, total cumulative.
Is it true that the first half of the movie is not great and the second half is much better?
As soon as ASAP Rocky shows up, the film is electric. Yes, I'll agree with that. Okay. But I think the issue is, for me personally, I'm not trying to blame one person, but I think they miscast his wife. And so their interactions are just not believable.
Who's the wife?
And her getting emotional about her son, it's just not believable. And I think that takes away the element of it. Huh?
Who's the wife? Is it Goldshifter?
I don't know who the wife was, because she wasn't. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I didn't recognize her at all. And again, I'm not trying to blame her because Spike directs the movie. I'm just saying there's some emotion missing from it, and she's an element of that emotion. That's Ilfinish Hedera. Yeah,
I was close. I was close.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in anything. Like I never saw. She would. None of this. Blue Bloods. She's Got to Have It. She was in the TV series. Never saw that. Master of None.
Doesn't look great. I mean, I love High to Low, right? Low to
High.
That's
a Kurosawa classic. It's one of my favorites. Yes.
That is one of the few old movies that I've seen, and it was really good. Yeah. This just never felt like it had the juice. Even like the reviews at a can were a little muted. Apple has not given it a big campaign.
I'm surprised by that.
Playing it like theaters around here. It's only at the Alamo Drafthouse downtown.
Yeah.
And going to downtown LA, it's like I gotta really want to see a movie to go downtown.
I almost didn't go last night, but then I looked on Rotten Tomatoes and it had a 91% of 45 critics or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'll drive 20 minutes to see the movie. And the theater was press only. So that's surprising. They don't usually do press only unless it's like Disney, at least where I live. And so it was nice to enjoy the film. But I liked it because I like how Spike Lee does films like this. But it is Denzel going full Denzel. Like, you thought he was Denzel in Gladiator 2. Just wait till you see this movie. He's almost in the Pacino phase. He's in the Pacino phase of his career, man. So,
all right. Well, let's do this draft. It's just like we always do. I'm going to give you the option this time, because I think I had the option the last time. Would you like picks 1 and 4?
Yes.
2
I'm
and
not even a question. I will take 1 and 4.
Okay, so then you win already. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, there's one movie that is better than the rest. I think I don't know anyone who would dispute this. So, John, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, Do the Right Thing. Number 1, absolutely, not even a question. Do the Right Thing.
All right.
1989, still his greatest film that he's ever done, in my opinion. It's his Citizen Kane.
Absolutely, it is a masterpiece. Do the Right Thing. Just the energy of that movie cannot be duplicated. Okay, well, congratulations to you, John. All right, at 2 and 3, I'm gonna go at number 2 with his 9/11 Reckoning, and that is 25th Hour.
Wow, you put it at, okay. That's fair. That's fair. I had it on my list at number 4 for me, but it's still, I respect that you want it as your first pick.
Yeah, 25th Hour I gotta go with. I think that is the Spike Lee movie I've maybe seen the most too.
Yeah.
Behind Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
But Norton is just fantastic in it, and like Hoffman, Barry Pepper, Rosario.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for this one. And then for number 3, I will go with Denzel and Malcolm X.
Oh, you bastard.
I wasn't going to Do the Right Thing and Malcolm X.
I knew I was going to sacrifice one for the other. I knew in the end I had to.
Yeah, so. I'm not a crazy person. I got to take Malcolm X.
All right, I'm going to make my list as well so I don't, make sure I keep tabs on the things I've chosen. All right, then I will say for my 4th choice, which is, of course, second choice, Inside Man. I really like Inside Man. It's one of my favorite films that he's ever done. And it showed that it's kind of like PTA when he did Punch Drunk Love. I can do a rom-com if that's what you bitches want. Spike Lee said, I can do a standard movie if that's what you motherfuckers want. I can do it. The thing is, I'm not driven to do those kinds of films. I'm an auteur. But I think he nailed Inside Man. Still, Clive Owen's best performance, even over Children of Men, in my opinion.
All right. There's a movie. I've got a movie in my head and a movie in my heart.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with the head movie, I think.
Okay.
And gamble a little bit.
Okay.
It's one of the older ones, and I can't stand to have you have it along with Do the Right Thing. So I am going to keep Jungle Fever.
Oh, nice choice.
Jungle Fever is going to be the pick at number 5.
Maybe the last great Stevie Wonder song. He's got jungle fever. All right. Then I will go with one of those recent ones that he finally won an Oscar for the script, Black Klansman. I really enjoyed that movie. Loved maybe the best, in my opinion, that John David Washington has ever done as an actor. And I love the usage of Adam Driver in that movie as well. So Black Klansman is my choice there. It is my 3rd pick overall.
Okay. Well, in that case, I get the movie that was in my heart.
Okay.
I got game. You got game.
Oh.
He got game.
This high?
Yeah, I really like He Got Game.
Damn it.
I'm a Celtics fan. Ray Allen, he won us the championship.
Oh, yeah.
I got to take the Ray Allen movie where he has a threesome with porn stars in a comedy.
I will say that's probably Jovovich's best performance ever as an actress is in He Got Game. She's so good in that film. All right, well then I'll go with my heart as well. A film that really touched me recently from his stuff. Da 5 Bloods. I'll put Da 5 Bloods here, the Netflix film that he did, which I thought was incredible with him and Delroy Lindo and that crew of people in Vietnam and all of that. To see it from the Black perspective, which we rarely have seen in Vietnam movies, I thought was really great. And the father-son dynamic stuff was really touching. So Da 5 Bloods is my choice.
You think I'm going to give you both Delroy Lindo movies? You're dead wrong. I'm going to go with Clockers.
Oh,
I grew up on Clockers. That was one of the first Spike Lee movies I saw. I was probably like 11 or 12 then.
Fuck. I hate you right now for taking Clockers. You took Clockers and 25th Hour. That's not right. That's not right.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way this is going because I'm not a big Da 5 Bloods guy, and Klansman is good but a little overrated in my books. I'm pleased. I mean, Inside is a solid pick too. Though.
You're killing me right now.
Good pick.
All right, I will take Bamboozled because I think that film is an incredible indictment. It is. I think it's his most Spike Lee movie ever. Like his actual personal politics laid out in a brilliant argument throughout the whole movie. And there are a lot of illuminating things about the Black experience. I think a lot of people didn't know. And he does a great job amidst a Black comedy. So I thought it's a really damn good one. Yeah. I know. Jeff's already winning Maisie's World. I know. I'm fucking getting my ass whooped. Go ahead.
We've done 5 picks and I've done 5 picks as
yes.
well. All right. We're at halftime. And everything is on the table, right? Documentaries, things he's produced,
sure. Of course.
Everything, right? Okay.
Right. Everything except like TV shows.
Right. I've got a sleeper. So I'm going to hold that a little bit. I'm going to take the obvious one right now to me.
Okay.
And that is The Summer of Sam.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's not like a great movie like in the vein of Zodiac, but it's a good one. Jennifer Esposito and Adrian Brody. I like that a lot.
I think Esposito is one of the lost kind of great ones, man. I know she just recently directed a film that got a lot of attention, a lot of love. She was great on what's her name? I forget her name. She was in Shang-Chi, the Asian actress, I forget her name. The Nora's, whatever it's called, that she did. She was great on that. But yeah, it's a shame that Jennifer isn't bigger because I think she's a fantastic actress. All right, then I'm going to go with a film that is near and dear to my heart because I grew up in DC and I remember the Million Man March and how important that was to the Black community. Get on the Bus is one of these films that people don't talk about enough. It's a very simply directed film, but it delivers in a hell of an emotional punch with some great Black actors from both his stock cast of actors and some new ones coming in to be a part of it, including Andre Braugher and Charles Dutton. So, yeah, that's what I'll say there.
Okay. Now we get into the weeds.
Yeah, we're getting into the weeds a little bit.
Did he have to direct or could he have just produced?
No, direct. We said direct. They're Spike Lee movies. Don't change the game now.
Well, I mean...
Everything's on the table, including documentaries. That's as much as I'll concede.
But he has to have directed.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I'm cutting out a lot of movies now that were on my list. Shit. All right. Well, in that case, John, I am going to go and take my sleeper pick here.
Okay.
It's the movie that introduced me to a young actor by the name of Anthony Mackie.
Ooh.
It was made for TV. It's a Showtime movie, and it is called Sucker Free City.
I've never heard of this movie.
I highly recommend Sucker Free City if you guys can track it down. I went on vacation with my family someplace, probably Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
And got so sunburned that I got sun poisoning. I had to spend a day in the hotel room watching movies, and that was one of the ones that I caught.
Wow. All right. I will take the first film that's not a written film. You know, it's a
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's not a documentary, but I'm taking the original Kings of Comedy.
Good
that is an amazing concert film.
Good pick.
It introduced me to Bernie Mac as a stand-up and Cedric the Entertainer, who I didn't know about. Both those sets are the top sets in the film. And then Steve Harvey is a great host. Hughley's fine, but he suffers in comparison to these other three guys who are legends. So I love that fucking film so much.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to almost the beginning, not quite the beginning, but pretty close to the beginning, to She's Gotta Have It.
Oh,
that was one that, we were taught in film school. Analyze that one. So yeah, I'm going to go with She's Gotta Have It and the black and whiteness, baby.
Damn. Fuck, man. You haven't left me much. I haven't left me much. I don't like Crooklyn. That just did not work for me.
I got two picks left.
I guess I'll have to go with recency bias, and I'll go with Highest to Lowest because I've actually seen it, and I really liked it.
That is an edge that you have over me, where it's like I wasn't going to pick it without seeing it, so I was waiting for you to grab it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my 8th pick, right? So I have 2 left. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. We both have 2 left. Okay. I'm going to go with... This is tough. All right. I'm going to go with 4 Little Girls.
Ah, damn it. That was my next choice.
Yeah, I remember being pretty moved and affected by that documentary, which, is a harrowing story. And he did a good job with it. So, I mean, for me, I was like, oh, that Levees broke. Which one? I'm going to go with 4 Little Girls.
Yeah. Now, are we allowed to take TV series or no? Are you saying no because the Levees? No? All right.
No, I think that's allowed. If it's like a multi-part TV documentary series or something like that, I think that's okay.
Then I'm going to take his other 9/11, the New York City Epicenters doc that came out 4 years ago during COVID. It is an incredible watch. Each of those episodes are like 2 hours each, and they're tracking 9/11 to COVID. And they bring in all kinds of people who are both regular New Yorkers and famous people like Jeffrey Wright and also politicians to speak about how the city has changed in that time. Highly, highly, highly recommended. especially for the COVID stuff. So you can see how harrowing it was there in New York when that was going on. So yeah, I put that New York City epicenters.
New York City epicenters. Okay.
Yeah.
Put that down. All right. Tough call with this last one. There's, there is Crooklyn still out there. You got Girl 6. You got Miracle at St. Anna. You got the MJ docs.
Right.
You got American Utopia, the David Byrne thing. You got The Levees Broke, Katrina. But I'm going to go with a different documentary.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with the Mamba. Kobe doing work.
Wow.
Kobe doing work.
Okay.
Last pick.
Okay.
Take us home, Johnny.
Well, boy. I mean, this is tough. But how can I not go with that Michael Jackson biopic, Bad 25? I mean, I know there's stuff around. I know the accusations and all of that. We're about to get a Michael Jackson biopic. And the reason people are excited, maybe two-parter, the reason people are excited about it is because that man's music still resonates. I mean, I was listening to some of Thriller last night driving home and just getting lost and remember being a kid in the 80s when that album came out. And this documentary he did on Michael Jackson, to me, is the quintessential documentary about Michael Jackson. So I highly recommend that one if you guys haven't seen it. So Bad 25 is my final choice.
Pretty impressive filmography. I mean, this is probably the most impressive filmography from a Black filmmaker, no?
The brother works, and he works in multiple genres, and he's successful in multiple genres. So he deserves a lot of love, man.
So yeah, we're going to recap right now. John's team includes Do the Right Thing, Inside Man, Black Klansman, Da 5 Bloods, Bamboozled, Get on the Bus, The Original Kings of Comedy, Highest to Lowest, New York Epicenters, and Bad 25. My squad is led by 25th Hour and Malcolm X, followed by Jungle Fever, He Got Game, Clockers, Summer of Sam, Sucker Free City, She's Gotta Have It, Four Little Girls, and Kobe Doing Work.
I got to tell you, my team is like LeBron's team. The first few Cavaliers teams that he dragged to the finals and got whooped by the Spurs. That's what it feels like.
And do the right things, doing a lot of work.
It does.
For that squad. But
he's got to average. He's like Luka Doncic for the Mavericks. He's got to average like 35 points a game to get us to the final.
You got the best player on the floor. Sometimes that's all that matters.
I guess. Yeah, I think you win on this one already.
Did he direct Mo Better Blues?
Yeah, he directed Mo Better Blues.
And you didn't want that one?
No, that movie, I think Wesley is really miscast in that film. And I think his sister, his sister is not that good in the film. I don't buy that both of these guys would get into this battle over her. And so that takes away, and nothing against personal, it's just my own personal thing. And it takes away from me the power of the film. It's why I don't like, what's the Nicole Kidman one from Baz Luhrmann? Oh, Moulin Rouge. I don't like Moulin Rouge because I don't think Nicole Kidman's all that. So the fact that he's willing to sacrifice himself for her, it doesn't make the film work for me. So it's just a personal taste thing.
All right, before we get into questions, you just mentioned the name Baz Luhrmann. We do have some breaking news that broke earlier in the show. Baz Luhrmann has selected his Joan of Arc.
Ooh, and?
It is a young actress by the name of Isla Johnston, who played a younger version of Anya Taylor-Joy in the Queen's Gambit.
Oh, she was good. I remember the young girl who played her.
I did not see that, so I don't know.
Dude, highly recommend that series.
Good scoop by Warner Brothers, by Deadline. Scoop by Mike Fleming. No confirmation yet from Warner Brothers, but she has the offer, and I can't imagine that she would turn it down.
Right.
So much for all the fan casting about Bella Ramsey and all kinds of other people that have been mentioned.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good choice. She's really good in Queen's Gambit. She's apparently in Invasion and Life After Life, which I don't know what that show is. So shout out to the young actress grabbing this role. Going to be fun to see what Boz does with that for sure.
I am surprised neither of us chose the When the Levees Broke. I just want to say, I maybe in hindsight should have done that. But.
I've never seen When the Levees Broke, so I should maybe watch it because I'm going to watch that Katrina doc that's out now from National Geographic that I really want to see. So,
what were you about to say?
I don't remember now. You cut me off. I don't remember. So let's move on.
Wait, before we get to the
all right, don't get mad if we go over 6 o'clock then. But yes, go ahead.
Trailers. Did any trailers stand out to you this week?
I like the Steve trailer, the Cillian Murphy one. I enjoyed that one. And the Murders in the Building. I mean, this is becoming the multiverse. It's becoming Marvel. They have so many guest stars, but Renee Zellweger in it, I think, is a nice choice to be a part of it. So I like that a lot. Yeah. What about
the trailer for Plain Clothes?
Oh, I did not. What was that? What's that one?
It's Tom Blythe and Russell Tovey, and it's like a cop who's like arresting guys for being gay, but then he's secretly gay.
What? Ooh.
I have a screener of it. I am looking forward to diving into that one. Eleanor the Great, the Scarlett Johansson feature directorial debut starring June Squibb. That made me tear up. I don't know what it was. I mean, if I were to watch it again right now, I don't think I would cry. I don't know what it was that morning, but I started crying watching that trailer.
You're getting old, brother. Welcome to being old. This is what happens to men as they get older. You get near that 40 mark, and once you cross that 40 mark, 50 mark, you're done, man. You toast. Commercials make you cry. You toast.
Do you see the Lily James one, Swiped?
Yes, I did. I like that. I'm actually looking forward to it because I like Lily, and so when she gets a chance to lead stuff, I'm always in.
Ditto. I thought it looked better than it really had any right to.
I like the Dead of Winter trailer. I did not. I thought that was going to be like a straight to streaming dumb shit. It looks good, dude.
Agreed. I can't even tell you how long I've been fucking tracking that movie.
Really?
That thing. Yeah, I was tracking that a long ass time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it looks good. I love Mark Menchaca.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was him. I looked it up and I was like, holy shit. And Judy Greer playing someone who isn't just the best friend. This is a much more like harrowing role for her to play. So that excited me to see. And Emma, I mean, why not? If Liam Neeson can be kicking some ass at his age, Emma can kick some ass at her age. So I like that.
The one that impressed me today was Neon's It Was Just an Accident, which won the Cannes Palm.
Okay. I haven't watched that one yet. It was
that I thought looked pretty great.
One last one, the Charlie Sheen doc from Netflix. That trailer looks crazy.
Dude, my buddy directed that.
Really?
I had no idea until it came out. And it said directed by Andrew Renzi. Renzi and I were interns together for The Girl Next Door director. And the other intern who was with us today, he called me and we had a whole conversation about it. He's like, how the hell is Renzi like getting these assignments? Like, you know, when we were in our 20s, Renzi was making movies about like boxers and like programs and like the kinds of documentaries that nobody really sees.
Right.
Then he did like the Von Dutch one that was on Hulu. He's done a couple now that have like
Von Dutch one is good. I like
entered the public consciousness. And he's getting to be like a really good documentary filmmaker. And he doesn't have the profile of like a Joe Berlinger or a lot of the guys who do a lot of these documentaries. But Renzi is I can't wait to see this Charlie Sheen thing because I think it looks crazy.
Dude, they got Sean Penn, his ex-wives Brooke Mueller and Denise Richards, and they got Heidi Fleiss to come on there and tear them apart. I can't believe and Chuck Lorre. I can't believe they got all these.
Not everybody. You don't say no to Renzi.
Yeah, I guess not. It looks fucking great. All right, let's get to the questions now. Thank you all so much. We didn't get to the 50 I was hoping we get to in terms of super chats, but we got to 35, close, very close. So let's get through them. Max Law says, Bo is afraid that Eddington tanked at the box office. Will A24 keep funding Ari Aster films, or is he going to need to go somewhere new like Neon or Mubi? Jeff.
It's a good question. I think he's hanging out there as like a guy who's like, if you offered him the right piece of IP, I think it'd be tough for him at this stage of his career to turn it down. A24's whole model is shifting, right? Like they're not looking to make these little movies like Eddington that are going to gross $5 million.
Right.
So I think that they'd keep him around if he wanted to do something bigger. But if he just wants to, stay on the same wavelength and do another Ari Aster movie, they may say, you know what, you can try that elsewhere, unless they love the script. But if your movies aren't making money and they're not getting great reviews, I think it may be time to let him go elsewhere and see if the grass is greener.
Yeah, I don't know if we're in the art house phase making a lot of money anymore. I don't know if we're in that anymore. I don't know if people are in that place anymore,
It just depends on the movie, though.
Yeah, but for the budget, I mean, look, there's nothing Ari Aster is doing wrong in terms of casting. He's going for the big names, Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix, and then Joaquin Phoenix for Beau is Afraid. So, he's trying to fit the model. You got Josh Safdie with Timothée Chalamet and Benny with The Rock. So
take Joker out of the equation. Joaquin has got a lot of bums on that resume in a row.
That's fair. Yeah, Joaquin he marches to a curious drum. Kyle Fielder says Amazon has 35 movies in production or post, with another 8 movies set to begin filming in the next 3 months. Amazon is, in the next 3 months. Yeah. So they're clearly hitting the ground running here, Jeff. Anything to say on this?
Amazon, I mean, if there's a bidding war these days and someone has won it, I just assume it's Amazon MGM these days. Like, they do seem to have way more announcements than any other studio. Disney hardly makes any announcements anymore, and Netflix certainly doesn't make the number of announcements that it used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, Amazon definitely seems like it is the busiest. And shout out to Kyle Fielder, who we were texting today about some stuff.
Oh,
you'll be reading about it in the newsletter soon. I think he had some interesting insights. So Kyle, thank you for sharing.
Wow. Okay. Lemmy Ward says, "Hi boys, love having 2 shows a week." You're welcome. This question is for Jeff. Jeff, have you seen the new Friday the 13th vignette? If so, what are your thoughts?
Interesting timing, Lemmy. I watched it last night after the Variety article about it. Yeah, like at first I was like, I don't really get it, or like, why did they do this to like test the waters and see if there's an appetite for Jason or anything? But you know, right. By the time it was over, I was like, dude, I fucking miss Jason. Like, why can't we get another feature with this guy? There were some pretty creative kills in it from Nelson, especially for like what I assume is a fairly low budget short. You know, again, horror shorts, I don't know, like horror's all about tension. And so if you don't have time to drag out the tension and create suspense, then just like a reel of deaths doesn't do much for me. But, you know, I think it accomplished what it set out to do, and I did like it overall. So I'm glad that the rights holders allowed them to indulge.
There you go. Matt Sinister McCall says you have to get rid of either the Predator. You have to get rid of either the Predator or Alien franchise forever. Which one and why? Also, Jeff, how many games do you think the Pats will win? Go Pats! Go Pats! Probably the Predator franchise I would get rid of right now, even though I enjoy the last 2. I just think Alien has more interest for me and more consistently good output.
I mean, yeah, I'm probably with you. I think right now the Predators franchise is going great.
Right, it's turning the corner. Yes.
And like, did you watch what's it called, Alien Earth yet?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes.
Do you like them?
I do. Not great, but I am enjoying it, and I like where they're taking us, and so I'm curious. The brother, I don't know if I like the brother so much. I'll be honest with you.
Like I said, nothing has changed since I first watched the episode, which means I only half watched the episodes. I was reading a newsletter while I watched them with a friend. So I'm not like jazzed on it, and I haven't been in any rush to finish them. I don't know. That's tough. I'm probably with you. I'd get rid of the Predator franchise, but right now I'm digging what Predator's doing more than Alien.
This is not the time to drop either one, because I think they're both turning the corner really, really
and
well.
I've got my Pats. I'll go 9 and 7. I don't. That's generous.
First of all, there's 17 games now, Jeff, not 16. So
let's do 10 and 7 then.
You're insane. You're fucking insane. If you guys win 7 games, I'll be surprised. John Lawless says Mike Flanagan's Exorcist got delayed because of the Carrie TV show. Do you know if it's actually delayed or just shelved? By the way, love the show. Thank you, John. Jeff, do you know if it's delayed or shelved?
It's a good question. I don't know what's going on with Exorcist, or if someone else will come on. I will share what I've heard.
Okay.
I told this to John after
the
show last week. I heard that Mike Flanagan went to Universal and was like, all right, I'm ready to make Exorcist. And the lead is going to be my wife. And they said, absolutely not. And I think he was not happy about that. And so we'll see if he ends up walking.
Well,
I don't know if he's going back to the drawing board on casting, or if it was like, yo, it's me and my wife, or no, neither of us.
What do you call that? It's not Nepo baby, but what do you call that when you try to force?
I mean, he has, the people he likes to work with, you know,
But there's a thing about it, because what's her face that directed She-Hulk? She shoved her husband in for one of the episodes, and he was terrible.
I mean, listen, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I don't watch Peacemaker. You tell me about Miss Holland.
I think she's damn good in Peacemaker. I really do.
Yes, and then, in that case, no one gets on James Gunn's job. And I'm not doing that. That would be a low blow, which I take the high road. because I don't watch the show, so I don't know. Kate Siegel was really good in Hush. I think that's still Mike Flanagan's best movie.
Fair point.
Her other work, leaves something to be desired. So I don't know what the role was in Exorcist or whatever. That's just a rumor that I heard that he was looking to cast her, and they said absolutely not.
All right, Drew Skizzy says, do you think it'll be Star Trek 4 or a reboot again? I lean to reboot, right, Jeff?
If they do Pine again, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe they do the multiverse and they bring in another Kirk and Spock and they meet each other. Fine, but like, if you're just pinning it on fucking Chris Pine and Zach Quinto, you're crazy.
There's no sizzle on that steak. And even with Carl Urban, there's just no sizzle on that steak to do it now. Kyle Fielder says, will Amazon put the 3 rom-coms filming in the theaters?
Depends what they are. And
the end result.
Kyle, like we were texting, like, these studios are ramping up their releases. And the more and more movies we make, I mean, hey, we all like movies. We want to see a full calendar.
Yeah.
We're used to weekends where there's 2, 3, 4 major releases on each weekend. But, I do think that sometimes it gets too crowded and it's like, well, why are we just spending money to market this movie and put it in theaters when we kind of know it can't measure up against these bigger IP titles or whatever. Mm-hmm. It all just depends on what the movie is, who's the cast, who's the director, what are the relationships, that Amazon has line. Rom-coms, it wouldn't surprise me, particularly if they skew younger, if they wound up on Prime Video.
All right, Michael McKenzie says, hey, gents, a Far Cry TV series was announced for FX, then was immediately retracted this week. What does your smell test say about this?
I have no idea what you're talking about. When was it announced? When was it retracted? This is not on my radar. Sorry, Michael.
Yeah. Far Cry is really deep in the video game lore thing. So, I'm not surprised they retracted it. They might not be ready to make that announcement. Evan Dorley, any thoughts on It Was Just an Accident trailer? Jeff, you spoke about it already, I think.
Big thumbs up. Check it out.
Samuel Ouellette, I hope I'm saying that right, Samuel. Why isn't Kiefer Sutherland in more movies? He's a great actor and really cool guy. Need more Kiefer, want more Kiefer.
I'm with this person 100 million %. Kiefer Sutherland. I grew up on Kiefer Sutherland. I don't know if he had the chance to play his father in the Hunger Games movie.
Oh,
because that was like always the rumor that he was going to play the version of Snow. There's no reason Kiefer couldn't have been Mark Harmon's role in The Long Walk. Not Mark Harmon, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, forgive me. I could see him with the aviator shades barking orders at everybody. I love him. He's not like a very subtle actor.
No, I mean, yeah, but like I think he knows where his niche is, which is TV. He's been successful with multiple series, not just 24. He's done multiple series where he's been the series lead and done really well. So I think that's where he knows he's fine. He's jumped up and done movies over the last few years, like The Contractor, and they cloned Tyrone. He came back to do Flatliners, that remake of Flatliners, Zoolander 2. So I think he doesn't pursue it in the way that he did when he was younger. And maybe he's just, plus he's older. Maybe he's just happy like doing TV. It's a schedule he understands. And going after the movie stuff's not really in his wheelhouse. But I don't think he'd turn it down either if someone wanted to really have him in a film.
I'd love to see like a major director, though, throw him an interesting bone.
Like Quentin? Quentin with Kiefer would be interesting.
I mean, Fincher. I don't. Why couldn't? Who's the guy who Kurt Russell? Right? He plays the stunt guy who hires Pitt in
right.
Upon a Time. Like that's a role like Kiefer could do that role.
Oh, totally, 100%.
I don't know. I do love him and I wish that we saw him more.
Bring him back with Lou Diamond Films. Give me Renegade sequel. I love that film. I Am Two Fly Cam says, we want the Flying Graysons. Give us Robin. Are we any closer to a Wonder Woman decision? Also, I would bet money Superman and the Bats end up together. I don't think we're close to a Wonder Woman decision just yet.
We are closer. I mean, a week has passed. So we're away from the decision. We're in fact closer. So you are correct.
I guess you're right.
I just wonder. We got Reeves and we've got Gunn and blah 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 blah. But at some point, Zaslav's got to step in and say, "Boys, you're sharing your toys."
I really think I feel like Ellison wouldn't have let this go on this long. Ellison would be like, "It's done. You're merging. Shut the fuck up and do it." Mr. Penguin says, how do you feel about Marvel giving out fake leaks to avoid spoilers? And if the fake leak sounds cool and they are not in the movie, could that backfire for Marvel giving out fake leaks? Love the show.
How
I don't know.
how does this happen? I mean, literally break it down for me. How does Marvel go about giving fake leaks? Do they just have an anonymous person email me from a fake email address? Do they have someone email me from marvel.com and say, I'm a disgruntled employee, here's everything that's going on, and then it turns out to be fake? I mean, I don't even know how this would work.
Yeah, I think you guys, some people misunderstand. Like, it's not like Jeff gets an email from someone random and then he goes, well, if they said they work for Marvel, I guess it's true. I'll just print it. Like, he vets these things. He's got years of vetting these things. So
mostly,
yeah. And Marvel, if Marvel's doing that, focus on making good movies that people actually want to go see in large numbers than worrying about tricking people about what's fake and what isn't fake about leaks. That doesn't make any sense. That's a waste of time.
Again, yeah, like, it's exciting to have some of these moments that you don't see coming.
Of course.
But like, the truth, it's like, if a movie is good and it's doing its job, by the end of the second act, you should know how that movie's going to end.
Right.
Because movies, like, the stories make sense. So, like, I don't know. I don't get too wrapped up in like the surprise elements of it all.
There you go. Two Fly Cam says, any Clayface casting Idris Elba to return to DC?
Who knows? Is that so? That's canon now.
I don't know.
Or Will Smith.
I don't know if I go that far, but yeah. Cowboys Fan 92. I swear to God, if Gunn gets anything right, we need two things: a Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy to get those two castings confirmed and done. Gunn wins more fans.
Poison Ivy's never been that exciting a character for me.
Well, casuals aren't really, I mean, like, that's the thing. Casuals aren't really like, oh, Mr. Freeze. Ooh, like, no, that does not move the needle. For the nerds, for the guys in the bubble, or the guys and girls in the bubble, yeah, sure. But I don't know. I don't know if that makes that big of a deal.
Tied into like the Marvel leaks and everything, I did have someone reach out today, a random person sliding into my DMs being like, my uncle works at Warner Brothers and he stole the script off James Gunn's desk.
Oh no!
And let me tell you who the villain is in this movie. It's the birthday boy. And I was like, yeah, okay. That sounds right.
Calendar man. That's what it'll be.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know.
Connor Prozlomsky says, Milioti Sofia Falcone is 100% going to be in part 2. Her character's too good to not expand further. I agree. So good in that show. Played Out says, Tracy, Brando, Nicholson, Day-Lewis, Downey Jr., all these great actors have their equivalents. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Spencer Tracy there, for those of you who are too young to know who he's referencing. John Cross, I'd like to see a weapons prequel about why she has witch powers, but not her sister. Who'd she learn the powers from? Did the sister know? Etc. Okay, that could be interesting. Like, who is...
What do you mean her sister?
Because she's the aunt. So this girl, the woman's mother in the movie, is the sister of Aunt Gladys. So does the sister have powers? Did she not have powers? That could be...
The woman's mother, you're saying Alex's
mom's mother, right? Alex's grandmother, in essence.
But we never met that character.
That's what I'm saying to you.
We don't know. How do we know that she doesn't have witch powers?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The whole prequel could be exploring that she might have had witch powers and that Gladys killed her, which is why she doesn't have, why the mom isn't around. That could be interesting to explore. Sibling rivalry between them. That could be fascinating. Jim Burton says, if you had to pick between seeing Fantastic Four in theaters tonight or watching Eddington at home, which would you pick? Oh, Fantastic Four. Not even a question. Jeff?
I might watch Eddington. I might slit my wrist in the bathtub. No, I would probably see Eddington again and see if there's anything I didn't see the first time, because I don't think a rewatch of Fantastic Four is really going to yield anything new.
Okay. John Darius says, happy Thursday, guys. The DCU so far hasn't made an announcement for a film in 2027. Will we see a title release that year or just the Elseworlds Batman Part 2? Which film do you think it will be? Well, Batman Part 2 is supposed to come out in 2027, right? So
yeah,
next year.
But I will say,
oh boy,
I do think there's a whole bunch of date changes coming.
DC wise?
Warner Brothers wise.
Oh, Warner Brothers wise. Okay.
I think that there's a bunch of changes coming to that calendar.
Okay.
Because what was the movie they just put down? And it's like right in front of Evil Dead Burn. It's like the week before. They just dated a movie. I'm blanking on what it is. But I don't think they're going to release movies back-to-back weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, anyways, just be prepared for a little shake-up there. Like Dune will move. That's part of the shake-up.
You think you think Doom's going to move? Okay.
Yeah, Dune will move off the December and probably move up. If like moved in
November.
October, November, unless it's moving back to March of the following year.
Gotcha. What did they just? Are you saying for 2025 they announced something?
2026 next summer. They just put something down on the calendar.
Here's what I have: Wuthering Heights, Cat in the Hat, The Bride, The Mummy, Animal Friends, Supergirl, Evil Dead Burn, Cutoff. Is that the one? Cutoff?
Yeah,
that's right before Evil Dead Burn.
That may have been the one I was talking.
And then Flowervale Street is after Evil Dead Burn. So.
Got a little test screening reaction on Flowervale Street. As of now, it's in the newsletter tonight, but I may cut it because there's a lot in the newsletter. I may save it for the next one. Like it doesn't really need that. So yeah, stay tuned for what the word is on Flowervale Street.
All right. Connor Przalomski, any Dune 3 tidbits, Jeff? Stupidly excited for it.
No, not really. Other than the release date's about to change. Yeah, right. That's the other thing. Clayface and Practical Magic 2 are right now a week apart. I don't see that sticking either. I think Clayface will move.
Clayface moves. Okay. Cody Hunt says, "Can you imagine Austin Abrams as Freddy in a Zach Kreger Nightmare on Elm Street?"
No. No.
Okay.
I can see other. There's certainly other people I could see, but I can't see Austin Abrams.
Okay. That's Shadow says, what if the female villain for Spider-Man is Charlize Theron's Clea from Doctor Strange?
I wouldn't be shocked to see Clea pop up in an Avengers movie, but I don't think that should be the villain in Spider-Man.
No, she's trying to work with Doctor Strange. I don't think that would make sense either. Evan says, any truth to World of Reels report on 28 Later's Part 2 test screenings? What have you all heard? I didn't even read this. What did they say?
That was the most surprising story I read this week.
Okay.
He said he had someone saying it's really good.
Oh.
I've talked to someone who saw it, and they said it is not good.
Oh, wow. All
so, who knows? It's just like Superman. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's bad. Welcome to reality.
Yeah. All right, we'll see.
By the way, Jamie is suggesting Justin Long as Freddy.
No.
He thinks that there's a darkness in Justin Long.
Sometimes, Jamie, I think you're in your car too long.
Jamie, pull over. Get some fresh air.
Get some fresh air. Justin Long doesn't move the needle in any way, shape, or form to get people excited for a Freddy, man. John Cross says, maybe RDJ gave the Pedro Mando thing a shot and didn't like it. Well, I mean, I guess maybe, but Pedro also wasn't on set watching himself.
I get that, like, if you're gonna be behind a mask, right?
Yeah.
And in a suit, a full body suit and cloak, then it's like, if you're a big actor, you're like, well, why do I need to be there? Right. You don't need me. You can't even see it's me. But I think after a certain point, it was just like, yeah, I need to be the guy doing, talking with his hands or, whatever his doom is. But yeah, I'm told there were some doubles involved at the beginning.
Well, your story makes me think that Matt Shackman wasn't telling us the truth, that Robert Downey Jr. was in the Doom costume in that post-credit scene. That if they shot 3 weeks with somebody else, the fact that we didn't see his face makes it even more clear to me that it wasn't RDJ. That's my 2 cents. Cody Hunt says, literally just finished 28 years later. No one could have prepared me for that ending, completely out of left field. LOL. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're not from Britain, that ending went right over your
head. Like, this is the thing. Again, a good ending. You should be prepared for the ending.
I'm not disagreeing with you. It was a choice. Alice Smithy, yo, John and Jeff, since Jeff brought it up on social, what are your top 3 Coen Brothers movies? Mine are Fargo, Barton Fink, and No Country. Also love Lebowski. I met the real dude once. Yes, there is a real dude. Thanks.
Jeff Dowd.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Fargo is my number one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3 for No Country for Old Men, and my number 2 is gonna be Blood Simple. I love Blood Simple.
Yeah, you're a big fan of that film. Help me out here. No Country is my number 1 for sure. Probably Raising Arizona. Well, this is your top 3, so probably that. Yeah, Raising Arizona, and then Fargo.
Fargo, okay.
Fargo. Those are the 3.
I like Lebowski. I never loved it. I'm not a Serious Man guy. I'm not. You know, Miller's Crossing is good, but I mean, it's not great.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, that's okay. I stick to my list, but Miller. If we're talking favorites, then Miller is in my top 3 for sure.
Okay.
C Black says, Rook, are you from the DMV? Yes, I am. I grew up in Virginia near DC. Also, let's make a friendly bet. The next 3 MCU films make over $1.5 billion each. Yeah, everyone's guessing that. It's not a friendly bet if everyone else is thinking the same thing. You're not going out on a limb. So I can't make that bet with you, buddy.
I don't know. You think Spider-Man is a 1.5 billion at this point?
I mean, that's the one I would question to get to 1.5 billion. But then again, they're shoving in all these characters in an effort to try to get to that 1.5 billion, I imagine. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd take that bet, C Black, but Spider-Man's gonna be close.
And the thing is, if Doomsday is shit, no way Secret Wars makes 1.5 billion.
Just remember, everyone's saying 800 million is the new billion.
It's anyway. No box office talk, Jeff. You said no box office talk. Nathan Drake, it's funny when I'm watching Alien Earth, I just remember Ron Perlman in Resurrection saying what a shithole Earth is.
Well, you're saying it's doesn't line up with what we've heard about Earth in the past. They need to stick to the Earth is a shithole because there was a line in Resurrection 25 years ago.
Evan, my super early predictions is Marty Supreme wins Best Picture. Josh Shafty edges out Ryan Coogler in a close race for Best Director. Nah, I don't think we've seen our Best Picture yet. I don't think we've seen it yet.
I think Marty Supreme is moving up the ranks in my things, but I don't know that I see Josh Shafty beating Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Not that I think Ryan Coogler's going to win, but I see Ryan Coogler being a much savvier campaigner than Josh Shafty.
Yeah. Drew Salazar, sending some love. Thank you, Drew.
Hey.
Cody Hunt says, what happened to John Voight's push for a national film tax incentive?
That went away very quickly, huh?
Yeah, like everything these fucking people do. Nathan Drake says, anyone remember Jungle Fever? Underrated movie. Yeah.
Gator.
That scene where Danny Aiello beats up Annabella Shore is a devastating scene. Devastating scene. The level of racism can go that far that you would beat your own daughter for being in love with a black man. It's a devastating movie, man. That ill Yankee, what's the scoop once we hit the target of 30s? Well, no, we didn't get there because people are donating $1, $2. So it was a $5, 50 super chats at $5 would have gotten scoops, but we didn't get
that game almost killed me last week. Are you kidding me? No.
Charlie Thompson's say that again. Sorry.
Nothing gone.
Okay. Really seemed the Baravians were pure evil, antichrist, genocidal, kid targeting Nazis, and the world would be better off without them. Great villains. He's talking from Superman. I guess we didn't get to see what they were doing, so who knows?
I can't even remember that plot line.
Yeah. Dennis Hoffman says, I agree with Jeff on people loving Cavill as soups. People are retroactively say it because they liked him in other things where he was charming, but wouldn't show up to see his movies. Now, wait a minute now. The first Superman movie made almost $700 million. And you can't, the thing is, people, when that film did not do well, Man of Steel, people were killing that film and saying Superman should make $700 to $800 million. But then this Superman comes out and all of a sudden people are like, Superman's not a well-known name. It's not really global. It's not really blah, 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 to try to explain James Gunn because you play favorites. And Batman v Superman almost made $1 billion. So people not coming to see the film, I don't think you're right on that, Dennis. Lone Wolf .7619 says, top of the Friday morning to you from Kuala Lumpur. Oh, hello. Been a minute since I've watched one of the Hot Mic live streams. Missed you guys. Missed this. Feeling great having breakfast with both of you. Stay safe and forever awesome. Love you guys. Thanks.
Woo! Love you too, Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf, looking forward to that movie with Lily Gladstone and Bryan Cranston if they can ever finish it.
Oh my God. Such a nerd. I hope you enjoyed your pancakes. This Philip Bryan says, put it on a post-it note. Apple TV is developing Barry Isla as a clean kill in Tokyo. I have a hunch it will be awesome. Please find out more. Oh, I don't even know what this is, Jeff.
We'll write it down.
Clean kill in Tokyo. All right. Nathan Drake says, thoughts on Kingdom of Heaven? I love that movie. I've never seen it. I hear the director's cut is the one to see, but I've never seen Kingdom of Heaven. Have you?
I've had the director's cut is sitting right behind me on that DVD shelf, unopened for about 20 years, 15 years, maybe. I don't know how old that fucking movie is. But I don't think I've ever seen it either.
There you go. Wacky Wally 8 says Trump times. Ari Aster fans too exhausted for weird. Yeah, maybe. Maisie's World. Jeff, did you ever play on Luke Greenfield's dodgeball team back in the day at the Hollywood Recreation Center? Jeff.
I did. I played a couple times. Yeah, I wasn't a regular. Luke would like bring in like ringers. He was like,
oh yeah,
his most athletic friends. So he's a competitive dude. He likes to win. He's a big tennis guy. But I do remember those games.
Yeah,
I had a full head.
Gary Marshall was that way with his softball team. He always brought in ringers. Michael, any update on Fast X Part 2?
It's the biggest mystery in Hollywood, Michael.
Yeah.
I can't name I mean, now that actually that's in the newsletter, that basically like how with Bourne squared away at Universal, and we should talk about Bourne.
Oh yeah, you want to talk?
But with that squared away at Universal, their next order of business needs to be Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
I have no fucking idea what's going on with that.
What do you think about them nabbing those rights and in perpetuity, no less?
In perpetuity, you never see those. You never see those words, by the way, in these deal stories.
Yeah.
I mean, this was what I predicted all along. The rights are more valuable to Universal than they are to anybody else.
Yep.
Because they had the other movies. What'll be interesting to me, John, and I'm proud of my Bourne item tonight.
Okay.
It basically asks like, if you're Universal, what do you do with the role?
Well, you got to recast, of course.
I would say you recast as well.
Of course.
But it's not so easy. Why, of course? He's the star of their biggest movie next year.
Listen, no one's going to see Matt Damon movies anymore. The honesty,
he lost. I agree. He lost some juice. Matt Damon came down a notch.
Yes.
Now he's in next to Doomsday, the biggest movie of the years, his movie. So does the Odyssey?
Yeah, but that's Nolan.
I know it's Nolan, but like that's like saying Oppenheimer's Nolan and not giving Cillian Murphy any credit.
I give him credit for acting really well and winning the Oscar, but it didn't make almost $1 billion because people wanted to see Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy had a signature role.
Yeah.
And then he did Oppenheimer and won an Oscar.
Right. You're
going to take that signature role away from him?
I wouldn't take Tommy Shelby away from him if that's essentially what it was, Tommy Shelby, because he's doing the movie. But there's a different situation because Jason Bourne, like that was the mid-2000s. That was a long time ago. And Matt hasn't been that guy in a while. So, and when he came back to do it, that didn't do so well, did it?
I agree. And it wasn't a good movie.
Yeah. That to me was a sign that Matt doesn't have the pull like he had before.
I'm with you that I think that the answer is to recast the role.
Sure.
But the way that I'm going, Star Trek, fucking get rid of these guys and recast. Yeah. I'm not doing that with Bourne because the Odyssey could be the game changer that puts Matt Damon back on top and wins him the actor Oscar that has so long eluded him.
Show me the box office returns for, what was it called? The one the Cillian Murphy did with as an Irish janitor at a school.
He's never been a real movie star in the way that Matt Damon.
But Matt Damon's good in Oppenheimer as well.
Tricky timing.
But I just don't think I don't think you do that. You want to find a younger guy in his early 30s that's going to carry it to the next level. And you finished the story with Matt already. You finished it. Like that is Jason.
Go to Ronnie B. Good's comment, John. Highlight that one.
Well, Rami be good. Oh, Damon's 54. He's close to being dead than being born. Oh, damn. Damn.
Jesus, Ronnie.
Christopher Spreezy says, "Hey guys, any Star Wars news?" All right, Jeff. I know you know if Gosling is a Jedi or not. I just hope you give us a tease in the newsletter. Also, which movie will go into production after Starfighter? Mangold?
I think it'll be Mangold. Again, the Timothée Chalamet announcement this week from Paramount threw me off, especially the way they were talking about it. Like this is going to be the next thing Paramount's making. I don't know if Mangold's going to be able to sneak that in before Star Wars. Right now, I would say Mangold's movie. But they're going to have to get going on Kinberg soon. Like
they have to. Yeah.
I think you're going to see the Kinberg movie in 2029.
Okay. All right.
But what was it? Star Wars news. I'm tracking a little something. I reached out to Lucasfilm this week, and they said they'd call back.
We'll call you back.
They haven't called back. I'm not sweating it.
Okay.
Because I'm the world's best Star Wars reporter, so
there you
I know I'm that early.
Dare you say the galaxy's the best Star Wars reporter? He's saying if Gosling is a Jedi or not. Do you care to?
I don't know that, and that's one of those things where because I'm not a fan, I don't really care.
And let me assure you, Jeff would have told me off camera, and he has not told me that. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
AJ Honey says, "Hey guys, I've loved both your work since Collider. Thank you, and Meet the Movie Press. That's Jeff's. I watched the episode with McWeenie to reminisce. What are your favorite memories from those times? Love you guys a ton." Oh man, it's hard to see through the bullshit to remember some of the favorite memories because my last couple of years there weren't that great. But I will say, probably it's working with Riley, working at times with Christian, hosting movie talk with getting to know more people in the space. Hosting movie talk, that was a lot of fun. Collider Mailbag was a lot of fun. That was something where I had free reign to do what I wanted to do. And when I hosted my own podcast there, The Deep Cut, getting to interview some great documentarians and some good actors about their process and their work. It's all gone now. They took all my stuff, almost all of it, off Collider's YouTube channel for their own reasons. But yeah, I had a good time there for that. Jeff?
Yeah, likewise. It was working with Riley, working with Simon, who was great. I mean, I miss being McWeenie's editor at the tracking board. We drove to Sundance one year, and he just, regaled me with one story after the next. I mean, McWeenie is like a Kevin Smith. He could just talk and talk and talk for hours. Yeah. Just a really smart guy, and I can't wait to see what he's been working on the last few years because he's been working on some top secret TV stuff. Yeah. I'll reach out to him and try to get a lunch or breakfast on the books. He's not very responsive, but I know he's busy.
Yeah. Samuel says, "Do you think FX will be open for a Die Hard prequel show?" Ugh.
I don't think that's I don't think that's what you do with those rights. I do think it's time to reboot Die Hard and to maybe do a young McClane thing. But again, I don't know if you just wait until Bruce dies or I don't know. Yeah, tricky.
I am Two Black Ham says the Star Trek, Bond, Indy, all fossil franchises. The under 40 crowd have no interest. Amazon overpaid to make movies for 15% of moviegoers. Just my opinion. Well, Bond's global. Don't look at American kids for James Bond. That's a global thing. Star Trek, maybe. Indiana Jones, I agree. Jeff?
I'm with you on this, Cam. I'm not. I just wasn't raised on any of these franchises. I do think that Bond still has juice.
Yes.
And maybe they did overpay. But I'm kind of with you.
You got to pay what the market will bear in the end. So, I mean, you can say overpay, but that's what it was.
You need, if you're Amazon especially, you need IP, you need franchises. Like, it made sense.
Yeah. 360, 2026, June 19th, Toy Story 2020, June 26th, Supergirl, July 1st, Minions 3. If you're in charge, do you move Supergirl? A lot of people, this has been growing more and more. Are they going to move Supergirl? What do you think, Joe?
I don't know. I think you do.
Yeah.
I think you move her to later in the summer. But But again, Toy Story, Minions 3, those are for kids.
Yeah, but this is aimed at tweens. This Supergirl.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky with it being live action, the other two being animated. It's not like Superman sandwiched in between Jurassic World and Fantastic Four, which are also live action.
Yeah,
it's a little bit different, but yeah, I think to be on the safe side, I might move them.
Where do you move? July 10th is Moana live action. July 17th is The Odyssey. Maybe you go to July 24th, so you're only going toe to toe with Evil Dead Burn. But then July 31st is Brand New Day. So, like, it's a rough year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it beats me. I think that Weapons proved that you could release a movie in August.
Yeah,
and it could do really well. But you're right. You'd have to compete with the second frame of Spider-Man, which could be tough.
I would move it up to June 5th to go toe to toe with Masters of the Universe. You'll crush Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, what if you just moved it up further? I mean, I don't know if it's ready, but could you move it up to May?
Yeah, May 1st would be Devil Wears Prada 2. That you'll crush that. And not much else until Mandalorian and Grogu on the 22nd. So yeah, you could move it to May.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. I don't know. We'll see, but I do think changes are coming.
Yeah. Paige Chaudhry, hey guys, John Rocha and Jeff Sneider. If y'all ever come down to San Antonio, I have a deli and a hook it up. All right, Paige. Jeff, I keep telling you, we need to go on a world tour. The Hot Mic on a world tour.
I've never been to San Antonio, and I would love to go check out a game. Me and Wemby.
Don't forget, isn't Darren Fox there now too? That'd be good.
Who gives a shit?
Come on. Michael says, sending a Paige, by the way, I love the idea. Deli, perfect.
You had me a deli.
That's right. Sending some more love to two of my favorite podcasters. Thank you. Jeff, you should film a day in the life. Would love to see you out there getting those scoops, studied journalism in college. I saw how hard it was getting stories. Respect. I think if Jamie lived near you, you could have Jamie film you for the day while you go and do that kind of stuff. I think it'd be great.
I don't like anybody. Yes, there are days when I think a day in the life would be fascinating. As for most people, you just got to pick the right day. I don't think anybody wants to see a movie about me.
It would just be a series. It's just called Sneider. It would just be that. Right. That's what it would be. You know what? Fuck you, SJC360. If Pedro was in Weapons, would the movie play different to you? Well, yeah, of course, because the whole cast would probably change, which is what Kreger said.
I think Brolin was an upgrade.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Scott Millis says, thank God for the hottest mic. Oh, thank you. Always watch the next day at work to fill my day. I'll kindly dip out now. Keep up the amazing work. Long live the Schmodown.
Woo!
There it is. Nathan Drake, by the way, thank you, Scott. Very kind of you and very kind to watch whenever you can watch us. Nathan Drake, I regularly watch Patriots matches. Is it weird that Schmodown cheers me up when I'm feeling down?
No, it's the music. It's me, it's JTE, it's Roxy.
Oh, you fuckers. Still a hole in my heart that I wasn't able to beat those fuckers. Evan, did Shrek 3 move to avoid next year's busy December? What moves, Dune 3 or Doomsday? Some people said that because they predicted the plot, they moved the film. What do you think, Jeff? Why they moved it?
Shrek 3?
Yeah. Or the new Shrek, right? Shrek 5.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I just think animated movies play better in the summer. I think Shrek feels like a May movie.
Yeah.
And Dune 3 will be the one that moves.
Yeah. Maisie's World says, I thought I remember dodging some balls with you in Hollywood. My friend Joey G would bring in me and my homie Dano, a ringer from the Ultimate Dodgeball Show. Fan of the Hot Mic. Cheers. Oh, there you go.
All right. This is how I know this person's legit, because Joey was Luke's assistant. And Joey runs Todd Phillips' company.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. Those were good days. I had no idea what I was doing as an intern for Luke. I'm infamous for, in Los Angeles, all the cars are on the sides of a street are parked facing the same direction.
Yeah. And
I parked Luke's car facing the wrong way. He got a ticket and he was like, what the fuck are you? He would call me Mirror Jeff, which is my nickname at Ain't It Cool. He'd be like, Mirror Jeff, what the fuck are you doing? You know how to park a car? I was like, I didn't know. Back at home in Needham, Massachusetts. park the car facing any direction you want.
So Robert Sanchez says, is FX really developing a Far Cry show? So apparently Ubisoft announced that FX is working on a TV show, but then the page was taken down. And so it was a mistake probably from Ubisoft too.
Ubisoft.
Yeah. Premature.
I don't know. I mean, it's rare to see video game companies make those mistakes because they are real buttoned up with those kinds of announcements. But
that's true. SJC 360, which actor would you cast for your own biopic?
Just depends what age, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Back in the day, I was like Shia LaBeouf. Right now, I might be like Jason Statham.
I'd say Charlie Sheen. I'd say Charlie Sheen.
Early day.
Jim Bird says, yo, Jeff, any tips for quitting the bud for a long-time chiefer?
No, I have no tips for you, Jim Burton. That is all about willpower. You just have to literally, I mean, quitting is, I mean, there's taking a break and there's quitting. I don't know how to quit. I'm literally staring at a joint. I can't wait to light up the second the show's over.
He loves you guys, but so many questions is keeping him from his joint.
You just have to be like, you have to do it a week at a time and be like, all right, it's Sunday night. I'm not going to smoke until next Sunday at 5 p.m. And then if you can get there and you're not like, you don't have your hand like on the lighter at 5 p.m., you've made it.
There you go. Fantastic. I love the hot mic. Is it $5 super chats only or is it Streamlabs included in the count? No, super chats only. That was the deal, brother. But thank you so much. And now let's get to the Streamlabs, speaking of which, and run through these quickly. Jeff, we only have a few of them. Samo says, with the UFC signing a deal with Paramount, thoughts on UFC starting to become a Trump rally with, oh no, that was too, sorry about that. Wrong one. Real Talk 365. Any word on who landed the lead in Baz Luhrmann's Joan of Arc? We just heard this. Bella Ramsey and Kaylee Spaney were rumored while Jenna Ortega said it's a dream role during Beetlejuice press last year. Do you think it's any of them? If not, who would you pick? Well,
can you imagine it was Jenna Ortega as fucking Joan of Arc?
No. You might as well just cast Rachel Zegler. Omar says, Jeff, how many Blu-rays do you own? Relay better than Night Call? Is Relay better than Night Call?
Ooh, tough. That's a tough one. They're both really good. I don't know which one I would pick, honestly. I hope more people are watching Night Call. How many Blu-rays do I own? Not a lot. About 20.
There you go.
So the rest are DVDs. I only have like 2 little shelves on that thing that are Blu-rays.
Wow. I should give you all my Blu-rays because I have only 4Ks.
That's just what I need is more fucking Blu-rays. I don't have a player. I have no.
Oh, you don't have a player? Oh,
I don't think so. I just keep them there because they represent my passions.
Hey, baby. Do you see my unopened copy of Kingdom of Heaven? Let's see. John Frabarsa says, hey, guys, always enjoy the show and all the insights. Do you have any belief or inside information if Disney will ever buy the rights for Spider-Man from Sony, or are they fine with having this current deal in place forever? Bro, I don't think Sony's ever going to release them. But what do you think, Jim?
I mean, unless Sony is acquired by Disney, I don't see Sony letting go of Spider-Man anytime soon, unless they made some monster offer, right? I mean, if you were,
that's a good point.
You'd probably at this point ask for more than Bond, don't you think?
Well, listen, if Spider-Man makes $1.5 billion, as our one of our watchers said, why would you sell it for that would up the price even more? So, yeah. I
mean, there aren't as many Spider-Man movies as there are Bond movies, but the Spider-Man movies, I think, do perform better than Bond.
Yeah.
So I think if you're the Spider-Man rights holders, you would just be like,
yeah,
we want like, billions for Spider-Man. It'd have to be like a Star Wars size deal.
A sports team. Mike G says, I now think I know why the Safdies have split, at least for the moment. Dragon's Den, Kevin O'Leary as an A1 POS trumper. Could be that Josh and Benny have different political views. Marty looks much better than the S machine. Be well. I didn't even think about that, Jeff. Could that be a possibility?
Possible. It's possible. It's rare to see. I mean, 2 brothers raised in the same home, same values. Like, why does one embrace one ideology and not the other? But yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, look at Stephen Baldwin versus Alec Baldwin. John for Barca. Hey guys, I want to ask if what we as the public see from Kevin Feige's persona and attitude is real or studio exec showmanship. I believe his behavior is real and is a chill guy, but do you know what colleagues and coworkers say about him personally? All I've ever heard from people who've worked with him is you don't fuck with Kevin. Kevin's nice, but he's got a temper. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I think all these guys have to have a little edge to them to get to where they are. With Kevin, it's not that I've ever heard about him throwing stuff.
No.
Unlike somebody else. But you've seen, and I know we're not supposed to talk about him on this channel, but we're not talking anything bad. Bo DeMeo has come out and said what some of these meetings are with Kevin, and he was not very complimentary.
Yeah.
So, I think Kevin's reputation is different with some creatives than others.
I think I'm going to try to convince Bo to come on the show. He's reached out through a friend.
Has he?
Yeah. Because my friend Michael knows him from the Geek Buddies. They're friends. They work out together in West Hollywood, and so Bo told Michael, like, ask John why he doesn't like me, and I said through him, like, tell him I loved Bo, and so we followed each other on Twitter. So I want Bo to come on one of my shows, or I want to do a solo interview with Bo where he lays out everything that he's talking about on Twitter because I want to hear about it.
Well, I hope that happens. I mean, I'm surprised considering he's the only C&D we've received at this show.
That's true.
But it's that would be interesting.
It would be fun. Samuel says, I feel like WB is making a mistake releasing Superman on VOD early. Well, Samuel, Gunn addressed that, saying that there's things in Peacemaker season 2 that are connected to Superman. So he moved it up because he wanted people to see the movie so they could have a reference point. Not that I think it'll help Peacemaker's ratings one way or another, but I get it. Fox Mulder says, any update on Coogler's X-Files reboot? I haven't heard it, Jeff.
Nope.
Okay. Tim says, Johnny boy, what was being shot for Doomsday at Windsor Great Park? X Mansion or Latveria? Is Doomsday even going to explore Latveria and or Doom's relationship with Reed Richards like in the comics? I don't know. Jeff?
Both. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could see both the X Mansion and Latveria being involved.
Yeah. Jonathan, last one's here, Jeff. John, can you please give me some insight on what it was like finding Lady Outlaw later in life? My fiance and I have split after 7 years together. Oh, sorry. I'm only 28, but I feel like I lost so much time. I don't want to jump into another relationship until I work on myself for a bit, but you seem to have found the one that's perfect for you. I'm afraid of staying single too long and not finding the one for me.
You're still 28, bro, so you're very young.
Yeah, you're 28. But I know how it feels like because I was a stupid romantic guy in my 20s, and every relationship that ended felt like the end of the world. So I totally understand where you're at. I didn't find Lady Outlaw till later in life because I had to do some therapy to figure out what was wrong with me and my relationships. Why did they keep falling apart? Why did we have fights? Why did we get into some of these more brutal back and forths? Why was I so angry? So there was a lot of things I had to kind of confront and take a look at. And it was no coincidence that once I went through that therapy after almost taking my life in 2016, I came to terms and looked at what the things were that were wrong in relationships that I was doing. Personally, I take responsibility for my shit. And that's what fixed me. And the Lady Outlaw was also doing her own therapy for her own stuff. And we just met at the right time. So sometimes it feels like you're not going to find somebody, and sometimes it feels like the relationship that ended is the only one you're ever going to be in, but there's always people out there. And if you stay in the universal energy that you're working on yourself and trying to be the best version of yourself, I think people are going to appear in your life that will kind of appreciate that. So, and I'm sorry about the breakup. It must really be difficult. 7 years is a long time together. Jeff, any insight on your end?
You don't want romantic advice from me. Trust me. Johnny and Lady Ella have the most beautiful relationship, so take it from him. We're very lucky. I mean, the fact that we can spend literally every day together in the house and we rarely ever fight. And we're about to celebrate our 7-year anniversary this weekend, brother. So Jonathan, stay at it, man. Just work on yourself. Stay at it. Don't jump into another relationship. Heal first, then move on. That's really the best way to do it. I don't trust people that go from relationship to relationship. It's never healthy. All right. I think that's everything, Jeff. Oh, wait, hold on. Do we have one more? Something about a deli that came in late.
Paige says, "Hey guys, we are a blue city and we take care of y'all. Also check out Gino's Deli, my store. That is your store.
There you go, Gino's Deli.
Gino's Deli. Do you do deliveries to other states, Paige? I would be interested in trying that stuff out.
You got hard salami, Paige? I'll send some to my dad in Boston.
Hey, there you go.
That's not a euphemism.
Let's wrap it up there. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Sorry we went a little bit over 2 hours, but we appreciate it. Thanks for all the Streamlabs super chats and the lively chat. Jeff, where can they find you to subscribe to your newsletter, bro?
TheInsnider.com, guys. I have a full newsletter. It's done. I just need to put the A story on. I need to do the Ellison story. Now, if I don't do that tonight, it'll come in the morning, and I'll send a full newsletter out tonight without that because I've got the weapons story and Bourne. There's a lot in there. There's a lot of little tidbits, so read it closely. I'm going to have a little bit on Favreau. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Good stuff.
Eric Rivers says, "Hey, guys, do you guys hang out, or are you just work buddies, or are you guys dodging each other's hang? Love you guys." No, I mean, Jeff and I are extremely busy, and we live in different cities, so I don't hang out with the geek buddies, for God's sake. So, that's how it is. But if I lived in
FaceTime them when I get out of the shower.
Yeah, exactly. If I lived in LA, Jeff and I would be having lunch all the time. Please, it's not even an issue. All right, that's it. Now we got to go. Thank you, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel down below. We're so close to 40,000 subscribers. Help us get across that line. Click below and then hit that bell button so you see we're dropping all the content we do. Remember, Geek Buddies tomorrow and other stuff coming up this weekend. And if you're not watching my shorts, I've been doing the shorts for the last 3 weeks. We really appreciate getting some views on that as well. All right, for my partner, Jeff Sneider, I'm John Rocha. This is Hot Mike. We'll talk to you next time with a brand new episode. Have a great weekend. Peace.